And welcome to the beautiful Eaton Bowling Club in the heart of the southwestern bowling zone for the ladies' interzone round robin pairs, where we see all four zones of the West Australian country areas, the southwestern and southern, eastern and northern. So they're all here looking for bragging rights for the next 12 months. And we'll take you through today and first half of tomorrow. And my name is Peter Harris. Co-hosting with me again is Bowls WA President Doug Kelly. Good morning, Doug.
Yes, and the same back to you, Pete. And wow, we've as we say, at the Eaton Bowling Club, and what a magnificent spectacle it is. The way this club's laid out, a new development, has only been here a short while, as most people will know, and we're elevated position, so it's a little bit different viewing. And yes, there's a lot up for grabs here. Defending titleists, of course, Pete. Southwest. Is that correct?
I think so.
Think
you tell me.
Yeah, and radio, and then on live stream this morning under...
You're the history expert, remember that, Doug.
Yeah, partially cloudy day. Forecast is for 38, they tell me, late in the day. Which will be interesting because we're looking straight into the west, so that may be a little bit interesting.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we've got this little easterly that'll be puffing along.
Yeah, light cross breeze.
Yeah, so the protection of the building with the east at our back, may take a little bit, but it will hit the ground further up. Flags obviously higher up, and they're sort of moving around quite a bit, but we can see they've got some beautiful palm trees on that side of it, which...
It's a beautiful clubhouse. Beautiful.
Oh,
I know it's only it's a more recent acquisition for them. They've upgraded immensely since I was last here. I think it was grass since I was last here, a little bit like last week with Emu Point, but it's a great facility now, and two really good greens by the look of them. This is a big green. This is like a 10-rinker.
Yep.
And they've got another 6-rinker as well, which is where the other game is. So our game today for this morning is Southwestern versus Southern. Southern will be leading us off. I'll get to the players in a minute, but the Southwestern as the home zone, as I do with the men. The home zone will stay on the same green for all three games. So we will cover Southwestern 3 times and Southern, Northern and Eastern over the next 3 games before we have the winner on Sunday lunchtime. This particular game, we've got leading off right now in the Southern is Trish Tyson. Trish is from Coolin. Her skipper is Bev Davidson from Cookeran. And they're up against the skip Jenny Petty from Hall's Head and Kay Butani from Dudley Park.
Yes, and was just seeing the pace of the green. I did actually have a roll, as I'd like to do before
it
starts. So I get my own feel for it, and being a synthetic, yes, it will slow as it dries. It would have been watered. But you would have been here at 5:30 this morning. You probably ran the sprinklers, knowing you, Peter.
I saw them on.
You saw them on. And that will dry, of course, and with that easterly, that'll lift the moisture out of the surface. But
yes.
16 seconds and smooth and beautiful both sides. So as we see Kay quickly settle in with her first bowl, metre behind, and we'll probably see quite a few bowls through the head as the game starts till they get a real good feel for it.
And we'll see the line. We might see a few. It seems like a pretty wide line as well, so we might see a few tight bowls as they pick up the width.
Yes, so yes, we will see a few slide across the head, but I'm sure, being good bowlers, to make the zone side, you have to be good. So we will see them adapt to this reasonably quickly.
So Southwest are in the green, so top left of your screen will be the rink score. Southwest green, Southern is in the blue stickers. During the day, obviously we're looking at one rink, but the really important factor is the aggregate board across the 6 rinks that are being played, and that will obviously keep you up to date for that, but it'll also be on your screen periodically through this. And of course the Eastern are playing Northern, and that'll also be up as soon as we can get it up during the broadcast.
And just to increase the degree of difficulty, Pete, they've decided to have as many blue bowls as they possibly can.
Yes.
And then picking a blue sticker on a blue bowl and a green sticker on a blue bowl increases the challenges, but perhaps easier sometimes off the screen, especially if you're looking around and looking for what's happening elsewhere. So, but we'll get there. Bev, of course, always one that thinks of the commentators, has pulled out her white set for today.
Yeah, that's nice of her. She's on the ball, Bev.
Yep.
So you just saw the ag board that slipped up that we just saw, so that's what it'll come up.
Oh, that's a good feel right from the start.
Start from Bev.
Reach and thou shalt have luck, Peter.
Yes, that was a nice sit.
You may have covered the back. Of course, 2x2 format. So
2x2, 19 ends. So we've got a few ends to play. Obviously, 2x2 is the favourite, probably the favourite game in Western Australia to play.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. We did have a questionnaire we put to the men about changing to 3x3, and
In Country Week.
at a country week. Sorry, but being country focused. But
Yes.
it was one that. And that was done for a variety of reasons. With the survey was put out, so as we get an older demographic playing to keep them going during some hottish country weeks,
Yep.
but overwhelmingly rejected, which is fair. It's their game, and they shall decide. So
Yes,
2x2 it is.
2x2.
Great game, and it is the favourite. Like you say, it's the staple, and it is the favourite.
Certainly in Western Australia, they don't. I think it's probably different over East, only because I think they've changed. They don't play a lot of 2x2 as far as I'm aware. It's more 3-3 or 4-4.
And
of course, the international game is 3-3 or 4-4.
Yes.
Not 2x2.
Yes.
But still a great game to play.
It is, and we do see different
Versatility. You
Yes,
need
it is.
versatility. You can't just be a dead leader or a dead skipper. You've got to be able to play in the positions.
and it's good for your bowls to develop your bowls to do
So
that.
this one's just holding enough. No, just underneath. So
Bev hold shot,
one to the southern at the moment.
and Bev's the shot bowl is a bowl behind Jack. We are situated a little bit towards that end of the green, so we'll get a good look at that, and perhaps we'll be relying on the screen and a bit of guessing, Pete, which we'll do a bit.
Yeah, we're up on the grandstand, and still a good view, but probably not as close or down the ground as we are normally. But the camera views are superb because we do have a stand-in, but a professional live stream producer next to us who's doing a great job in a lot of different areas. Just having a chat with him this morning. Mitch on our right-hand side behind the wheel, doing a superb job with Mitch from
High Tide Media.
High Tide Media, so certainly available for live streaming purposes in a number of different areas. So jump on his website, have a look, and he's very busy. Let me tell you, he must be going okay because he is extremely busy.
And Wildcats last night.
Wildcats last night, so big and small and everything in between. He's multi-talented, and we're certainly lucky to have him.
So shot bowl still remains Bev Davidson from the southern zone. I'm suggesting, albeit a good bowl put down by Kay.
Yes.
And again, that's it runs, but
just not finding that line just yet. They've jumped on the weight pretty well. Just not quite getting wide enough.
The right height on that would have been interesting.
So we think 2 to southern, certainly 1, probably 2.
So Trish
Tyson, Coolin.
Coolin hails from Coolin, bowling for 20 odd years.
Yes. Probably doesn't want the jack necessarily, but no. Well, that's even better. Definitely 2, definitely 3 now. Made certain of the second. So 3 shots. Kay being asked to change hands on her forehand, looking to sit on the bowl, so it's not just a dead draw, it's arriving with a little bit of purpose.
So licence to reach and 2 bowls to sit.
Kay was a recent player in our Academy Blitz.
Oh, is that right?
She put her name forward to be in the Academy, which selections will happen reasonably soon.
And she should be in cracking form. She won the club singles. She hails from Dudley Park.
Yeah, Dudley Park.
Yep. So Thursday they played their final of the singles, and she was the reigning. She has now been crowned the singles champion of Dudley Park. So if she's brought some of that form, I'm not sure how the Dudley Park Greens are running just at the minute, but you would suggest they are pretty good as
generally they are. So you would expect this should hold no fears for her. She's played with some of the greats. I know she's played with Roma Dunn at times.
Yep.
So
Tanya Grove actually skips. She leads on a Tuesday, and Tanya Grove is her skipper. So she's had some good guidance. As
Bev's down just a little bit.
Ooh.
No, that hurts a little bit because that's not hers. It's a blue colour that looks exactly like the shot bowl, but it's not.
I'm sure
For those viewers, it's a Southwestern, and that just gives a bit of a shelf here for Jenny Petty to actually be even more confident.
So she can get an up and over, or she can get that bowl clean. I'd suggest she gets a good look at it, but first look on that, well, maybe not. But she has weight, so we know she's got intent.
I think that weight is pretty good too. It's nice, comfortable sitting weight. Drags the jack. I think they've got 2 at the back there, at least. So
does you cover, Pete? Would you cover? You're only covering one, but you need to.
You would be covering because the jack is the most likely option to move.
And we know that Jenny will reach.
Jenny, because they're both at the back there, just near Kay's, on the left-hand side of Kay's feet. They're both Southwestern bowls. So that jack and meter is at least 3. And there's another one back there too. Could even be 4 if she gets it far enough. Oh, I don't like the line she's taken.
Well, we might as well throw it out early, Pete. There's more chance of Harold Holt coming back than that bowl from there.
Still kept the nice weight. Just didn't get the line right.
But
Southern are underway. Southern, the Blues, 1-0. And so it's a bit early to be aggregate boards, but we will get aggregate from this game, and of course aggregate from the Eastern versus Northern zone on the other green during the morning as things get closer. So 1-0 to Southern. So 19 ends.
19 ends.
Strap yourself in.
16 seconds.
Grab a coffee. You can, if you're on YouTube, you can make comment. If you want to ask some questions.
Good comment. We restricted. Nice comments preferred.
We ignore bad comments.
Yep.
All positive here.
The bad comments coming to my phone, Peter.
Yes.
All
positive. That's what we're looking for.
So Jenny skips at her home club of Hall's Head, so those weighted shots should be a walk in the park.
Yeah.
So we've been spoilt rotten by the Eaton Park Bowling Club.
And behind us.
As we'd expect.
Filling us up with coffee.
Yep, coffee. And
I haven't seen a biscuit.
No, well...
I'm sure they're there. I'm positive they're there. Sure. I just haven't seen one.
Yeah, but the country club's just fantastic. I just so look forward to it, and we do actually give up a few things to come and do this, but it's worth the effort. It's worth the effort. The country clubs really know how to spoil people. We get the red carpet gets rolled out for us, Peter, and some kind words, and we settle in for a day and a half.
All the ladies were
pairs. Yeah, they're really friendly.
Quite cheerful. All the players cheerful this morning, full of hope.
Yep.
Or maybe at lunchtime that might be less cheery for some. And less hope. But
well, we know only 50% of these sides are going to win. So,
but we expect close competition as it always is. So, wouldn't surprise me tonight. We're going into tomorrow with everyone with one win each. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that's a perfect outcome, isn't it? If we get that scenario.
Nice start there. Second bowl from Trish.
Trish will be no stranger to leading. You know, she has won a number of singles events. She's a 7 times club singles champ. So,
wow.
And you work that out over the years she's been playing of 20. That's winning. You're going to win every third year. You know, you'd be no doubt. She's condensed them into runs, but considering she's got Bev, who's also won 7 or 8, just a lazy 7 or 8, she's got someone to share it with. So
it doesn't matter what club you come from; they're hard to win.
Absolutely, the club
doesn't
ones,
matter. Small, large, it doesn't matter. They're hard to win.
Yeah, they know what you go do well, and know what you do. You know your weaknesses. They know you inside out at your home club, and I reckon they're always the tougher ones to win, but. Bev also goes on and she's won quite a few league singles 4 times, I believe. So she knows her way around getting to the jack.
Yep.
And skipping, no doubt, will know how to play through the head and read the head.
Bev was just trying to pull a Swifty there, I think, trying to give Jenny the first bowl when it should be Bev's. Character, Bev. She's a great character.
She's great, one of the great ones. Yeah, strong sporting pedigree.
Yeah, it comes from a pretty not a bad family.
Yeah, well, Kerry White from Manning is her sister. So there you go. They're someone to look up to. I'd suggest Kerry is not sure whether one of them will be older than the other. I dare not. So maybe they're
No,
twins.
I'm not going there.
No, I think they're twins. I can never pick them apart. Those two.
Neither are over 50.
No, definitely. That's exactly right. But good bowlers, good sporting pedigree. Nephews Craig White has just been appointed coach at South Fremantle.
Okay.
So
yes.
that's
Yes.
I'm not sure if anyone else in the family has played any sport.
You might know one.
You might know one, not one that I'm
You're prepared to talk
I'm
to?
not prepared to talk about, but that's another story.
Come on.
No, so we haven't quite.
Brother.
I think a brother.
Brother.
Couple of brothers, but as we see this head build, we'll see they tend to. The men were very clear about, and I'll go and chat to them later on. I'll get the message out there, and if you got shot, let us know.
Yes, if it doesn't, certainly in this situation with blue bowls and the blue and green stickers, but
especially when
we know when Bev has got shot, and everyone
right.
else will as well.
Yeah,
should have mentioned that to her this morning. She was nervous enough as it was on the live stream, but everyone will know where her bowls are today. If it slides under there, she's
rolled that green.
I hope she doesn't make a habit of turning the green stickered bowls in. But possibly one down now. So Jenny Petty on the mat.
Oh, whoops, she's picked up the wrong bowl. So you reckon that we're having trouble? They're having trouble.
Might be a couple of nerves out there.
There may be. They're very. I mean, I spoke to them all this morning, and they're really aware of the live stream. I do feel for them, but end of the day, they're just going to remember it's just the mat, their bowl, and a jack, and the idea is to get it somewhere close.
Got to forget about us.
And
we have nothing to do with their game.
Well, she's got the height, and it's going to get to the jack,
this
and
is
she'll
a
be
great
very
shot.
happy.
That's a great shot there.
So
does it touch? No, it doesn't.
And redemption.
So that'll be 2 to the southwestern.
So she'll be very happy she put down the right bowl, not someone else.
Yes.
So she uses an SRV size 3. So K's is an SRV size 2, both blue. I'm not sure it makes that much difference. Weight difference between a size 2 and a size 3.
No, I'm not sure how the
the circumference
SRVs work. No.
And the weight, now as you can get
obviously ladies do have smaller hands, so we do tend to see more 3s and 2s than we do in the men's. But
interesting, maybe it's because it's the ageing demographic, but we're seeing a lot more of the men shift their size, coming down to the 3s.
Might have been a much, I think, in the past. You had to use size 5s.
Oh, and 7s. I had Uncle Pete
in the old days.
Used a 7. Didn't stop rolling.
You need to have something comfortable in the hand. Doesn't really matter what size it is, as long as it's coming out smooth. It's no use having something slightly too big.
Size 7, you sort of wondered if they come from a basketball background and one had something about the same size, but they were amazing how they used to roll on.
Okay, looking to add.
Balanced on the mat. You can see why she's...
Yeah, she's had a bit of coaching.
Oh, is that right?
She's had a bit of... I think Linda Warburton, who is here today, might have had a little bit to do with her as well.
Oh, well.
Just a little bit, from my little birdie told me.
And slips in for...
So she wants to improve, which is always much... Someone's going fishing next to us as they go up the road.
Yep.
Someone who wants to improve is a great attribute to have.
Yeah.
Willing to listen.
And coming from a good background as far as can bowl.
This is a great shot here. Oh, terribly unlucky.
The bowling gods don't always smile.
So Trish just...
Could not have done it much better.
No. So they're in an awkward position at the moment, Southern. And of course, to say we wouldn't be here without our major sponsor. Really, really important. CBH. We thank them very much for coming on board again. CBH Group. They supported us last week at Emu Point, supporting us again to be here at the ladies' interzone round robin. Of course, the AGM member forum and commentary There they are, doing a lot of good work in the country. Dougal, you know a bit more about them than I do, but
Yep.
they can't be missed.
Yep. No, I'm shareholder and user of the business, and it's a generational thing. And my father and grandfather, and they've been around forever. It's just a great organisation, but it's not just that part of it. It's as we just have the little bit there, community investment fund, just that really reflects their commitment to supporting growing communities, Peter. So
Yes.
very good social conscience
So
to
over
CBH.
$17 million to projects and organisations, enhancing wellbeing, safety, development and the future. Especially, that's really important, the future of the agricultural industry, which nowadays just goes through the whole...
That's right.
Who knows what's happening in the future, but with support from the CBH Group, is very important to in future 5, 10, 15 years' time.
As Jill swings onto the forehand, she's in the favoured position. Ooh, she's arriving. Gets that up and over, slides in for 3. Can you confirm that, Pete?
Yes, I can. 3.
Bev on the backhand.
I think it's only 3.
I think it's only 3.
The fourth one's hard to tell. Bev, she's just got a little bit less weight. Oh, just going to slide underneath. So 3 or 4. I'm not sure about that fourth one. The Jack High bowl is a Southwestern bowl, I believe, and the front bowl is 2 feet short. One of those. So it's an opportunity here.
Thank you. You can't pick the stickers, no. You can sometimes.
These are the 1%ers. Jenny Petty has 2 feet to get a third or a fourth. Or sorry, a fourth or a fifth, and she's done that. That's a great head.
That's brilliant. We're early on and working into a new green, new conditions, and it's so important, isn't it? Whether you're trying to cut bowls out, when you're up, you need to go, we've already got 3. You don't want to disturb the head, but if you add to it, at the end of the day, that may be the one that's the difference between winning or losing.
At the end, yeah. So you think about the last 3 ends, what you did wrong, but you don't think about the second end where you could have got an extra shot for with no danger. So 5 was the total there, 5 to the Southwestern. We did miss the fingers very quickly, so we waited for the score board update, but 5-1, 19 ends. We played 2.
So it is difficult to pick the green and the blue on all blue bowls bar Bev, who has kindly pulled out her white set. But that's
Mitch's camera angles makes it a lot easier on the screen than it does in person. So
if the bowl's laying with the little ring standing up, you can't always see that, but Pete, the bowls don't lay the right way, and that's a cracking start by Kay.
Yeah, great stuff from Kay. So she's adjusted early. They were a little bit narrow the first end, but...
And the Southwest ladies won their interleague round robin on the way through, so I haven't gone through and worked out what number of players they got representing the zone. No. As we see a good reply slide underneath.
Quick look across the rinks. We'll give the teams as we see them when they maybe cross over. A little bit of walking in pairs, so we have a bit of time to just go across the rinks. We won't be able to do the scores very well. We're not in a great position to see the scoreboards, but we can.
Yeah, the angles. Angle's not perfect for that, but I'm sure we'll be fine.
Okay, again, just going to slide past 2 outstanding lead bowls.
1 on and 1 behind, albeit inside 18 inches for both of them.
Kay Butani from Dudley Park.
And clever enough to line them up, Peter.
Yes.
If they can sit one fat for you and you get a look at it, well, then you feel a little bit more confident and you don't have to be as tidy with the weight.
Trish has just hung it out a little wide here.
But that's a good feel for the weight.
Weight, yeah. Yeah, they picked up the weight quickly, the girls. So just quickly across the rinks, as we said. Not necessarily in any order. No, we'll do better than that. We will get the order for you. On A3, so next to this one is for Southern, Jacinta Zadow and Shelley Bilney. Had a little bit to do with Shelley last week at Emu Point. Did a superb job looking after that. And for Southwest, Irene Kozak and Jill Gumbleton.
Jill was a Hadlow from Querning, Peter. So, and Rod, husband Rod, and their young guy played for Essendon.
She's now at, of course, they're now at Hall's Head. So,
Hadlow's strong boarding pedigree of the Hadlows. Great family.
Jenny Petty again.
Great ball.
She has started superbly. As Bev comes down, we'll continue in a minute on those rinks.
Thought Bev might have swung forehand with a bowl to sit.
Well, yeah, it might look a little easier, mightn't it? But
and we're not getting the feel of it. And with that breeze, which I may think that's their percentage hand, but it'll still swoop on 16-second green. And I felt that's my feel this morning. It seemed a really good green. It reflected grass the way it sort of drew both sides.
So on A4 is Karen Miller from Barker Golf and Lorraine King, Emu Point.
Very well credentialed bowler, is our Karen?
Karen Miller, current State Fours title holder.
Champion bowler.
So they won that this year. Great win. And they're up against Lexi Harris from Bustleton and Carol Rowe from Bustleton.
Lexi Harris should be in good form. She come off a quarter-finalist yesterday in the over 60s. Ball got beaten by, I can know, beat her.
She was in the state squad a couple of years, 3 years ago. Oh, yes. Won't mention that. Who beat her?
Good game. Denise told me so it was a cracking game. They were all
Can Bev hold this line for the jack?
Oh,
Can she?
Yes. Oh, brilliant
shot.
Brilliant.
Did it go far enough?
Doesn't matter. It's a better set.
Much better.
Better setup.
Yep, one finger up. So I think we're thinking Southern. Bev has rescued that.
And she's indicating very quietly that she has won to Bev. So we've worked it out. She's very shy, isn't it?
Very shy, Bev. Yes, very shy. So on rink 5 is for the Southern, Leonie James, Carl Garron, and Bridget Michelle from Newdigate. And they're up against Barbara Hiller from Yunderup and Gillian Matheson from Hall's Head.
Newdigate pump out some bowlers. They were really well represented last weekend. Yeah. Peter Walker and co.
Bridget's done some really good things in Country Week, especially. I think they had a pretty good run in the State Fours, if I remember rightly, as well. Has done in the past, anyway, if not this year. So Kay.
Got a reaching weight.
This is pretty good. Might just slide past. Or will it?
Will it?
Fell over might have been interesting.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to fall in, but...
Still... Trish just asking a question.
I think someone's put down the wrong bowl, have they?
So it's not just us getting confused with the stickers.
Wow, and they're a little bit closer to the stickers than what we are, Peter. So
controversy early. That's what we like to say. A bit of controversy.
So
now they're counting. So while they're counting, we'll just finish this across the rinks. On A6, from the Southern, Bev Broom from Kojonup. Another Country Week champion, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, didn't they win the pairs with Shelley? They had a Cambridge the other year.
They did. And Justine Hughes from Dumbleyoung. They're up against Anne Bletchenden from Bunbury, who did very well in the Country Week last year out at Coburn in the end. And Luella Jenkins from Bunbury also. They sorted that out. They're marching back. So finishing off on A7 is Southern Beryl Cooper, Middleton Beach, and Jean McInnes from Coolin. They're up against Julie Davison from Bellingup and Anne Waters from Bridgetown.
So some full of talent.
That's a lot of different
big
clubs
names
represented, which is good. Not too many double ups. So they sorted out the bowl situation. Mitch is running around. He'll be a marathon runner.
Yeah.
Mitch.
Strap the GoPro. He could have done some interviews as we were there. Slides right, mate. Just
hold on the ditch.
Yeah. I'm not sure they get much of a look at that as far as bearing the jack, and may not see lots of big bowls play today.
So, Kay on the match. He only has to drop inside her last bowl.
So we know she's got a feel for the line. She's got a feel for the weight. She's adjusted to a shifted jack.
She's
And
just pushed it a bit, I think.
Yep.
The line was still pretty good. She got a little touch off the front, which is just hidden by, there was a bowl just hidden by Jenny there out in the wing. And nearly did enough, but not quite. So, again, Trish Tyson, who started pretty well, can she just lose 5 feet? I don't think she did.
no,
She lost half the amount required, I think.
it's a good feel, but she's got no more to play this end, so it'll be next end.
Lost 2.5 feet. Had another 2.5 feet to go.
So from the mat, that won't look easy for Bev. But she can get there's that shoulder bowl. She can use that and flop in. Should swoo well. Yeah, her bowl make. I'm not sure which one. They do count. Whether she doesn't need to get that, but she lays it flat. That'll definitely take any measure out of it.
Yeah. I think the Southern girls put up a finger, so
They've definitely got shot.
they've definitely got shot, but
Jenny's
one roll will stand up her short bowl or sit inside Kay's bowl
or she's
or
played
find the
this
hole and turn that out. She could make a few. She got half of the white bowl. She could have made 3 or 4 there.
Yeah, that slice would have been very interesting. So
So Bev needs another close one here because she's a bit vulnerable. So she certainly sent it out. What kind? Just a bit quick. It was just the weight. I think the line wasn't too bad. It's quite a wide hand, isn't it? Just that slight breeze blowing across, and we've got the clubhouse in front, but doesn't seem to be adding a lot of protection because it's turning quite a bit on that hand. Jenny again. She is close again. If she slides under here, she is
hers playing through.
That's enough.
That up and over.
That is enough.
That's enough.
Good shot. The weight was good. There was options there. There's what she did, turning the bowls or just sitting the white bowl.
So Bev laying her own bowl flat may not be enough, Pete. She's going to have to get a shoulder and come in.
She just needs to lose some weight here and find that port. Well,
not a lot of interest.
Yeah, just the weight again. Again, I think the line was pretty good.
Just
so
the
one down, one to the southwestern, to the greens.
So Jenny's Petty's providing quite the handful here.
She started nicely, hasn't she?
And she assures me that it's petty as in cash, not as in crime, Peter, was her lines, which was hilarious this morning.
Petty cash, not petty crime.
Yeah.
Can be the same result.
Yeah, that's right. Take petty cash, it's a petty crime. But
6-1 as the scoreboard goes up.
So comes from Carlisle. It's as much bowl, half a time, 20 years bowl. Oh, that bowl just pulls up. That'll go back onto the tee, as we all know. 20 years of bowls for Jenny. Half at
Carlisle, left lane.
Yeah.
Best greens in Perth. They were for a long time. Carlisle left lane.
Yeah, they were magnificent.
They were superb.
Yeah, and then Hall's Head for 10 years. But as we can see, she's a very gifted bowler and comes from a squash background. So,
okay, it's good to if you're good at another sport.
Yeah, that hand.
That seems to help.
And a swimmer, loves swimming, ocean swimmer as well. Swimming with the sharks, she tells me.
Oh, no, you can check. No, we're not doing that.
No, well, she did have a good joke about
swimming in itself isn't my cup of tea, but swimming with sharks is even less.
No, that's our country background. I mean, and watching Jaws, I was at age, watched Jaws. I didn't have a shower for 2 weeks after I watched the movie, Pete.
When you live inland.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
You might swim in a dam occasionally.
Yeah.
That's the extent of it. There's no sharks in a dam. There might be some juggies or something.
Yeah, you're going to get attacked by a kunak or at worst case. But
depending what part of the state you come from, depending on what lives in the dam.
Yeah. So, anyhow, ocean swimmer, that intrigues me.
Yeah. Okay, on the backhand, changing hand with that last Trish bowl. So this is the wider side.
Very smooth out of the hand.
Yeah.
You can see that when she latches onto a weight, onto a green, onto a weight and a shape. I should imagine that she'd stick to it. I can see why she won a singles title during the week.
Nice start.
Yeah, that's a good feel, isn't it? So Trish is up to it as well. She's obviously a good singles player. Favouring the forehand.
Ken Sharper said, "Oh my God, that's my girl." Kenny might be more specific.
Rightio, I can be more specific on that as roving duck. We miss Phil, don't we? Oh, maybe we don't.
No, we don't miss Phil. Phil's back in Mora, not playing because they got heated out.
They got heated out. Actually, we'll talk about that heating out as well. Ken Sharp's husband, so he'll be home watching this. And I'm not sure that when I was talking earlier on, Kay said she was on the phone to Thailand, so family back there, so she was trying to get me to explain how they can be watching her. So, so Ken Sharp, he actually plays bowl, so they started the same time. So
I already knew that.
Good. Did you know that?
Well, not
all the other bit.
I knew the relationship.
Righto, cool.
But memory's not that good. I need someone to jog it.
Yeah, right.
It's the only way I remember things.
Righto, so.
As I say, she was at the Academy Day, so Academy Blitz Day we had in December.
Yeah.
Part of that, she wants further coaching.
It's good, isn't it? That passion and hunger to get better. Doesn't matter what age or how long you've been playing.
No, and how good you are.
You can always get better.
There's a reason, tennis players, number one tennis players in the world, still have a coach.
Yes, correct.
Because they can still get better.
So Bev's onto the forehand. She's got a nice clean look at it.
So she's sliding under Trish's bowl up the front there. She might need a little seat here, which she gets. That's quite handy.
And goes back to that reach, and thou shalt have luck. Short bowls, 100% of short putts don't go in, Pete. So if you reach, you give it a chance.
So Jenny...
Do you reckon Mitch will live stream twice after listening to us too?
I think he's enjoying it. There's a smile occasionally there. He wouldn't have this entertainment very often, I wouldn't have thought.
No, not at the basketball.
No, nothing. Nothing like us do.
So Jenny, she's just going to peel around that. Well, won't quite. Yeah, I thought it was going to just drift back in a bit more, but held its line.
I'll come to that in a minute. So Bev's looking to... Well, she got a little bit lucky last time, so she doesn't really necessarily want the same bowl. I think she'd rather just be around that front bowl. Under it is just okay as well. And it is... it wasn't too far away. I think the weight was pretty good.
So I didn't ask Bev about her sporting background, but from the country, it'll be one of two things. It'll be hockey or netball, well, maybe three, maybe basketball as well. But hockey, I'd be my guess.
Hockey, netball, basketball, golf?
Yeah, well, actually, yes, I know the family are very good golfers. Yes, so I've got a funny feeling going by my messages that her sister, Kerry White from Manning, is on going by that. I got a funny feeling she has just found my number and sent me a message.
Your number's everywhere. Everywhere. Just Google Doug and
send a message. Yeah,
that's great. The only number that comes up. Okay, sticking to the backhand. They are currently one down. I'm not sure if it's two or not.
And the backhand.
I think it's only one.
So the bowl on the forehand will be of nuisance value, and she'd be around that, but it's a better look on the backhand, albeit a bowl in front of Jack.
And Jenny did maybe a little bit more weight than she asked for, but Jenny certainly wanted to be arriving, so probably not quite that much.
And sometimes the scoreboard reflects your attitude to what you're willing to do. If you've got 2 seconds and you're 6 up on the 5 up on the board, albeit early. As Trish slides around the back, it's not inside rub, comes back in, second shot.
As Kay is getting on the mat, we have confirmation that her family from Thailand are watching.
How good's that? So that was great.
Her daughter is online. We welcome you to the broadcast. Thank you very much for tuning in.
And the effort.
And your mum is playing very well.
And I'm not sure. Hopefully Mum has spoken to her and told her that she won the club singles on Thursday.
On Thursday.
Feather and
That's
cap.
very recent.
So
Dudley Park, not an easy place to win them.
No,
As we
and
mentioned earlier, never easy to win. Dudley Park certainly do have some good contenders.
and has won novice singles as well. So she's picked the game up quickly. And been bowling. It was only 21, 22 season that she started, so new.
So 3 years, 3 to 4 years, is it? So yeah.
Into the top side, winning the club singles, being a novice, so obviously reads a game. Quiet, so we haven't seen massive arm waving and demanding to do this or do
I
that.
noticed that the Blitz are very,
Conservative,
which is a nice thing, concentrating on her game.
So
I did get a message from her Blitz coach just to say that he did. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't in the best team. Unfortunately, it wouldn't have been her fault. It was probably the coach's fault.
Clive.
Coach, no one
Clive.
is that bad.
So I'll start at the bottom and working up. So
Clive Adams, the worst Blitz coach in the history of Blitz.
Yeah,
I think we can safely say.
Yeah.
No, reckons he gave her a few pointers, which has just come to fruition now.
So that's you then.
No.
Cam.
That'll be a Cameron Harris.
Cameron. Cameron.
Yes, no. Oh, just not quite there from.
No, that was.
Is it? Might be. No, still one to Southern.
Just the one. So Bev, wide fronts. Oh, she's telling to. Yep, good call. Right, swing onto the forehand she's told Bev to do. That bowl is sit that.
Similar bowl to what Jenny actually played, really.
Yep.
She can copy that.
Yep. Just repay the favour.
Almost way down. Is it just running under the line? She doesn't necessarily want this jack. She does not want that jack. Nice weight. Nice weight.
So the bowling gods did shine on her as she put that between jack and bowl. A slice of that jack would not have been what she needed. But for Jenny, she's more than happy to get hold of the jack or sit the shot bowl of Bev's. So
Jenny again with weight, just might not, just a touch wide with the weight.
Just held the line.
Yeah, a bit of weight on synthetics quite often hold a bit more than what they do on grass from my experience.
Yeah, she was looking for a swoop, and she's going to take it.
Bev. Come on, Bev. What's going on?
We need them mic'd up.
You're going to say, we need to ask Bev a question.
Yeah.
One to Southern instead of make it 6-2.
Little fish are sweet, aren't they, sometimes?
Well, when you've dropped a 5 and a 1, maybe you just want to get back on the board. I can see that.
As we get a signal from the skipper of the Southern zone, Bev Davidson, as Pete writes down the score.
I better catch up with the score.
Albeit most of the game gone, but well done. I've seen worse. I saw a gentleman from my home club of Meckering do the full 20. It still played 25 ends there. Did the whole 25 without filling in his card. Not the craziest thing. I was skipping one day, and the guy gets on the mat, ready to put his bowl down, and I just waved my hands and said, I'm not sure which hand you're going to play, but how about we throw the jack down first? That's a little oversight. Major
different
oversight.
stories, aren't there? Well, time games where the leader been told you've got to get the game on. Because it's a time game, you've got to keep the game moving. So he's just gone up as they're starting to measure, pick up the jack and throw the jack down, just as though.
So.
Tell me to get the game on. I'm getting the game on. Don't worry about the other 3 shots we missed out on. We had shot.
Wow, that's pretty good. As Trish decides she'll come down and just have a little back-resting touch, which is a good way to make Bev smile.
No aggregate scores at the moment. The girls aren't quite on the boards yet.
So only 4 ends.
Only 4 ends each. So that is
a one good bowl
24 ends played. But
how's this for a reply? Fair effort. Metre through. But gave it a chance
something to work on as a leader. Yeah, that's. You might want 2 feet through.
Yeah,
it's probably a little bit further than she wants, but
it's in the game.
It's better than metre short.
Yeah,
something to
correct on. So a good bowl, 1 good bowl's good. 2 is better.
Trish starts to slow down. So that's the blocker.
Yes, that'll stop the run up the middle there.
There's no drives going on in this end. So Ken K still reach, but maybe lose 2 or 3 feet. Just arriving. The line's pretty good. And how's the weight?
She's corrected on the weight.
This is a pretty good shot. This is a really good shot. That just...
Oh, you'd be very happy as a skipper, and there's a shelf. You can use that bowl. Albeit you may say, oh, it's a foot to the side, but bowl in front. I'd be
what it does, it just makes it look easier. Even if it doesn't have no effect, it actually gives them a sight, a bit like darts. Just something just widens the target and just makes it look easier, give you a little bit more confidence.
Yes, and it gives you a reason to reach as well, because it's usable in that context for both sides.
Yeah.
For both skippers as they get on the mat, and Bev, she of course has taken one look at that, and so she'll swing onto a backhand with her white bowls. Didn't ask Bev what sort of bowls, but she's got quite the record, hasn't she, Pete? When you go through what she's achieved in bowls.
Just going to slide under on this occasion. Nice home.
Yeah,
if that jack gets moved, that's generally where it's going.
That's quite the catcher, and weight was okay, if she got hold of that wing bowl, as long as you don't get it on the outside, of course.
So Jenny Petty, who has started the game in really good form.
I think she has been.
It's been the pick of the bowlers, and they've all been okay.
Mm.
They've all been around the place. Again, that's not far away, and it's
a good look.
That's the catcher again as well. That covers Bev. So Bev, similar weight, just needs a bit more line. So on its way down. This is pretty good. Got to the right side of it. Perfect shot there from Bev Davidson.
It's just the percentage bowl, isn't it? To be there, change the shape. And
this might make Jenny play with... No, she's just going to change hands. I thought she might play with a bit more weight underneath that, but she's just changed hands, so we expect she's still on the draw.
Yeah, so the mindset is to get a good second.
And this is only her seconds bowl, so she's still got 2 more after this. So,
and she's just snuck it under the head, albeit not far off the money. It sits Bev's bowl up and over, and is it second shot is the question. And then back into the secret service mode.
And it's still 2, I think.
No, I think it's 1.
You reckon it's 1? I thought it was 2 fingers. Can we get a replay on that, Mitch? I got money on this. Well, sorry, we're not allowed to bet.
We're not, actually...
No betting allowed.
No betting allowed.
Apologies.
So
I got a lolly on this in front of us.
Yeah, we have
Eaton ladies trying to fatten us up as if we needed it.
So I'm not sure Bev does sign language, although she has shown me a little bit of sign language in the past. So we might be able to ask her whether she has got 1 or 2, because before another bowl interrupts the head.
Yes, we need to know. Camera angle indicates 1, but
they're not enjoying this side, are they?
No.
It just seems to be hanging. I'm not sure whether they're reading the wind and not the green. I think they're probably feeling that as much as it's died down a bit, but they're feeling that on their face. But
certainly,
I'm not sure it's hitting the deck.
Big clubhouse where the middle of the part of the green is, they'll be getting nothing there wind-wise, but where they're standing, they'll feel it through the gap.
They talk about
where the mat is, they'll feel it through the gap.
The funnel on the other side.
Can Kay hold the head here?
Wow.
Quite. That's a great effort there.
Great effort. So, Skipper Bev says, Trish, this is where I want your bowl.
Yep.
We want to catch and we want to count. So, a bowl that can do 2 things at the same time. Good call by Skipper. And is that rowing?
Rowing. Bev's got the arms moving, so that's not a good sign. The line was really pretty good.
Oh, it tells me the mat's a bit far back for that weight, Peter. So Kay They're getting close, aren't
Little correction, not much, even just the same bowl,
Same
and
bowl.
just natural correction might be enough. Bit more weight on this one. She's got the same line. Should be very close.
My tip is, don't hit that.
Holding, but that'll do the job. A few supporters in the crowd.
I'm not sure Bev agrees with the beautiful bowl.
No.
As much as she's smiling as she's walking down, but I would expect that from Bev. She knows that it happens both ways, that sometimes you're the rooster and sometimes you're the feather duster, aren't you, Pete? So
while they're crossing over, I do have an update, a aggregate update for the Northern and the Eastern. So Eastern 19, Northern 29. So Northern have jumped them a little bit there. Of course, the Eastern are in the red, Northern are in the yellow. 19 to 29 to Northern. 23 ends played there, so that's around 4 ends each.
Oh, it's a look, but just slides high. So confronting. Ooh. So confronting Jenny on the mat is a head that says we're 1 up, and second shot, which is against them, is just behind, so she has got a face to rest on. And as per usual, as we say time and time again, they're just not reading this side of the green. But we sort of understand why with the building, and I'm sure they're feeling that breeze on their face, but it's just not hitting the deck with the protection. We get there and you look at the windsock and it tells, or maybe the building affects that, but I'd say it comes over the top of the building. And a different feeling.
Pushing it through as well. There's generally been that metre or so quicker on that hand as well.
And they're looking...
Bev trying to hold.
Oh, fair effort, Bev. So, once again, Jenny gets there.
Yeah, this is a bit more difficult to add.
Yeah.
She can be a little bit more cautious here than maybe the last time we spoke about those little 1%ers.
This is where you may pull out one that's a little bit short, Peter.
Yeah, you're trying, but
not
you're happy for it just to pull up a little short. You just don't want it to be quick. And she is trying very hard, and again, as we said, just pulling up that little wide and short again. So that'll be 1 to Southwestern. They will move on to 7. Southern are 2. So Southwestern are 7, Southern are 2. That'll be 5 ends played.
So we talk about the experience these bowlers have, and the two skippers in particular, and we look at Bev and some of her achievements on the journey through bowls. So she's been semi-finalist in the state, and runner-up state pairs with Deb Smith. That was the year that mother and daughter won that. Kay and
Donna Blackwell.
Kay and Donna, they were runners up to them. So that's a fair effort, isn't it? That we could no, we didn't call that game. That would have been played at Sorrento.
Yes. No, it was definitely at Sorrento.
And that was the year 2 Country Boys won.
That's Warren
and Mark
Wannenberg's year as well.
Yeah. Yes, I remember that year well. So,
I remember that the men's pairs trophy became the most travelled trophy in the history of the Australian sport.
Renamed.
Went everywhere with Mark. He took it to everything.
Sheepyards, races. Unfortunately, took it to some celebrations that
you wouldn't want to drink out of it. Hopefully, they didn't.
No, they
didn't. Quite heavy, so
yeah. And renamed it Doug's Cup. Hilarious. Anyway, they're good mates, and I've played with them. Played with them in an All-Stars game, so hence the friendship started from there. And Kay back on the mat. She's got the line here. She just travelled through best part of a metre, Pete. Jack on the tee.
Yes, so
Matt's up 4 metres. And again, as it comes in, it's coming into shot.
I'll say it's pretty good. It's not going to go too far, is it? maybe a couple of feet still. Actually went a lot further than I thought. Thought it might have been a little bit better than that, but no, kept on rolling.
So we've got a little special guest that's just wandered by.
Oh no.
So
No, just let me get the aggregate score before you introduce. So the aggregate score for this game, for the Southwest, have jumped away. They're 31. Southwest in the green 31, and Southern slow starters 14. So 31 to 14 in this game across the rinks for the aggregate, which is the most important.
So as we see them cross over, so we've got this cool and Cooker, and I think she is Bev Davison. Do you know her, Ross?
Bev Davidson is my sister.
Oh, right.
And so is Kerry White, who you might know as well, Doug.
Who's been texting me? Yes. Right, I only knew her as Kerry White's sister. So that's your sister as well?
That's my sister as well,
right,
yeah.
So
yeah. I'm their brother, actually.
You're your brother.
Yeah,
Is that how it works?
That's how it works, yep.
Righto. So, that sheds light onto...
Yes, as we were talking earlier, yeah, not a bad sporting family.
We talk about the sporting pedigree. And
so that's Ross Ditchburn, who is sat next to us.
Got to throw another brother in there, do we, Ross?
Brother John, who commenced a bowling career and then had a little bit of trouble with a knee, so he's been opened up about 4 times now, and it's just hampered his the start to his bowling career.
Righto.
So hopefully they're going to get the infection under control, and he'll be able to get back on the bowling green very shortly.
So...
Bev just pushed it wide on this hand again. The breeze just not doing the work that she was hoping for.
Yeah, that breeze got hold of it. So there was more chance of Harold Holt coming back on that one as the wind got hold of it out there, Ross. So
that's correct. That's correct. And Beverly did have a quick word to her before I came up to see you guys, and she said she was really struggling with the with that particular rink, hoping for a bit more luck a bit later in the day.
It's interesting. So, we're sitting up here protected with the building. So what's the conditions report as far as that? We're thinking that they're feeling the wind on the face, but it's not actually on the deck. And so that this side of the green, they tend to be going a bit wide.
Yeah.
It's just not swooping back in for them.
No, and that happens because, you're feeling the breeze at both ends.
Yes.
But when you let the bowl go, it's protected from the building, obviously, and it just hangs out there a little bit. And
this one's a bit better.
Oh, this is good.
He's got a
much better line there, Beverly.
Just got a metre more, and she runs.
And to shed a bit more light on your knowledge, you bowl where?
I bowl at this is my home club, Eaton.
Yep.
Play midweek pennants, and at this stage, that's where I'm at, and I'll maybe consider bowling Saturday pennants a bit further down the track, but I've had a pretty selfish life sport-wise, and I thought, well, I don't want to consume myself with bowls. I still love golf. My wife loves golf, so we play Sunday golf together, Friday night golf together, play Tuesday pennants, and it works out really, really well, life-wise, life balance-wise, and I really enjoy what I'm doing. Really love playing pennant bowls midweek with Eaton. Play under Neville Woods, who's a bit of a character.
Yeah, he's wandering around.
Yes, he's wandering around. Great shot here from Kay.
Kay has
nailed it this time.
Not quite got on a string, but just replayed to what
Pretty
Trish
consistent.
did her. She has been. So as much as we've seen Jenny being very, very good, I think that Kay's been not far behind, Pete.
Yep.
Scoreboard sort of reflects that. So, Ross, big membership here?
I couldn't tell you exactly, Doug, but it is a pretty big membership, including the social members, and because it's a community building, it's a beautiful building, isn't it? It's a fantastic asset to the community of Eaton. The senior cits use it extensively for indoor bowls, for dancing, for lots of different things, and it's got the pub tab there, of course, which is very popular with a lot of the locals, and it's just a nice place to be.
Band playing last night, I hear.
Yeah.
for 3 or 4 hours. There was a band here, 6 to 9 or something like that.
Yeah.
I heard it went down pretty well.
Yeah, every Friday night I think there's a bit of entertainment on for the members and visitors. So, we were at the Bunbury Golf Club, which is just over the river. We played 9 holes last night and had a members draw there, and they have a bit of entertainment on a Friday night as well, which is really good.
So we've seen a couple of cracking good bowls go down there, Pete.
It was a great reply, wasn't it, from Trish? Just still one down.
So the nerves should be well and truly packed away by now, and we may see both the Southern girls go up a notch. They'll need to. You know, that the scoreboard's too far away from them, but
No, it's consistent
certainly
across the board, isn't it? Southwestern seem, I see a 2-7 here, it's 2-7 next door, and the rink, we can see rink 4 is also 2-7, so 3 2-7s in a row. We can't get the other boards. The angle's just not good enough, but that indicates why Southwestern have jumped them.
So you've played plenty of bowls with your sister, as it turns out?
Yeah, as it turns out, the Cookham Bowling Club have been mixed gender for quite some time now, Doug, and we obviously wouldn't have had a pennant side without the girls, so the open gender's not new to us, and it's been happening for a long time at Cookham and a lot of other clubs in the bush.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she takes a bit of beating. Like you go in for training on a Friday night, and she's very, very competitive.
I think well imagine.
I think my 2 sisters got the bowling genes in the family.
You can't be good at everything.
Yeah. And then, so right, we spoke about, we're really intrigued when we had live stream and we speak to them beforehand, is previous sporting experience. And it turns out Jenny is a very good squash player, swimmer.
Just not going to hold the line enough. Great effort there from Bev. Still one down.
But her bowl's set up now with weight will go through split trail the jack and a catcher if she is so inclined. But it's on that backhand that they've struggled with, Pete. But this weight will be a bit more direct as we wait to see whether we're going to get a catcher or another ball in the head from Jenny.
So, my history with Bev, she doesn't mind a little bit of aggression. She's not backward and coming forward.
No, she's certainly not, Pete. She doesn't mind the odd upshot. And
this is an opportunity for one, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's what Trish has called. And we'll see a little bit more weight on this bowl from Beverly.
I don't think she'll be using too much shape. So we know it's going to arrive.
Yeah, I think she's still
Once again
high, I think. Just not getting down. She could probably afford it a little bit more than that, even.
Yeah,
straighter.
Yeah.
More.
And so sport at Cookham for Bev was hockey?
For Beverly, it was hockey. And summertime was tennis, prior to taking up bowls at a reasonably young age, and it's been bowls ever since.
Righto. And I suppose she's working away a couple of years' time. She be eligible for the over 60s?
She's played in the over 60s.
Yeah, she's definitely been in the over 60s.
Been in the over 60s.
Yeah.
Did you check the birth certificate, Peter? I'm not sure that she'd qualified.
I was out at Wanneroo with the singles last week.
Yes.
It was a really good game. She played
Michelle Leeson. That's correct.
Michelle Leeson. And,
Michelle Dennison. Great bowler.
And it was a really good. Michelle got over the top of her, but it was a good game.
Michelle, great assistance when we live streamed out at Dennison a couple of years ago was Michelle, and her husband Peter is in the men's over 60s.
That's correct.
And young Joel, the son Joel, was in I think he still is. Peter
in the state squad.
In the squad. Good bowler, very gifted. Good footballer too, yes. I think he'd be... Pete's very quiet, but very gifted. So Joel's
very quiet too, isn't he? Like, he doesn't like a good time, or...
Joel's a character. We need characters.
Yeah, you do, mate. You do.
And he's competitive.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
Very competitive.
I'm sure that football background comes out in him because he's very competitive.
Yeah,
which is really good. He's certainly a young man going places. We'll see how long it takes him to get there.
He would be well within his comfort zone playing in Perth Premier League, wouldn't he?
Yep.
well within, same as would Shane. Judas and Ian for Hale somewhere.
Pretty sure they're pretty comfortable playing together country at the moment, so doing a good job of it. This score is 8-2, just by the way, 8-2 on 6 ends. So that's West.
Very sporty family, the Leeson family, aren't they? When you look at all them and Annie Leeson is a sister, of course, married to Ian Carlhausen. Yep. Very competitive bowlers and very good golfers, so very sporty family.
Played against Ian at Bolgard during the week. Tuesday, Wednesday event at Bolgard, and Ian was there. So, get to see can bowl too, just quietly. And once again, so blue's a very popular colour for bowls. Ditchy?
I don't see another blue. Oh, no. I was going to say I'm looking at the other end, but no, I see plenty of blue balls. I'm trying to look across the rinks.
Barely see a rink without blue balls.
Yeah, I was looking the other way.
I'm actually bowling with yellow ones at the moment. They stand out a bit.
Yeah.
Especially if they're bad.
Yes. I can't judge yellow ones. I'm not very good judging them on the roll down. So Jenny looking backhand, so she's looking to draw through that hole. She's line is a little tight. What's she going to turn? Bowl, Jack? Nothing.
Nothing.
Through the hole.
So hopefully her husband Ray is home watching. She said that she's the tech guru in the family, and he may just have to watch a replay, which a lot of us males may relate to. But hopefully they do. So he'd be suitably impressed if he gets to watch a replay of this to this point. But long way to go. Well. It's only 6 shots in it. She's bowled exceptionally well.
They've just missed her line there. About a metre, as Trish lets her know. Both about a metre. Jenny can come either side of that bowl and nearly get back to count. That front bowl, playing on the backhand. See the just under, just around. Her own bowl coming up anyway. She's just done neither.
No. But
so one to blue, isn't it?
Yep.
One to southern, yes.
They're all blue, Peter. One to the blue stickers.
One to blue stickers.
So we talk about, I know it's a bit of a benchmark and it's not always relevant, but Jenny has won a singles at Carlisle, which I should imagine would have been a big ladies club as well, Peter, in its time.
Strong ladies club.
So,
as I say, the best greens in Perth. We all shed a tear when Carlisle shut down.
I played a country week there as I was first starting, and I was talking to the greenkeeper, and he said, "You watch these jacks go down." And of this, I'm not sure if it was 6 or 7 rinks were playing that day, but 2/3 of them went straight in the well.
Yes,
they were quick. They were magnificent.
The Southwest zone's obviously very strong.
Yes.
Linda Warburton playing?
No, she's selecting. She'll be playing in the fours. They have for the ladies. If you play in the pairs, you can't play in the fours, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So Linda will be strutting her stuff, but Linda, of course, is here today as one of the state selectors, and the process, as Linda spoke about this morning, as we see Kay swinging onto the backhand. Of course, she has got two bowls that she can turn, albeit. Best part of a metre, Peter, or a full metre?
It's those dangerous ones. You keep missing, you're not going to be in the head.
Yeah, exactly right. You play that turnover weight.
Close, but you're in the ditch like Kay just went then.
Close on the way past.
A little bit of frustration there from Kay. Sure she'll work that out, yes.
She'll adjust.
So obviously the women's fours, where Linda's going, that's in Kalgoorlie, the Goldfields.
Hence we're not live streaming.
No, we're not. Unfortunately, it's the day after Men's Country Week, so we just can't get there, which is why we're here.
Which happened last year. We just on that constraint where we can't pick them up and shift as much as we would love to.
No.
So the pairs it is.
Yeah.
And more than happy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
This is great venue.
Great club
Love
here.
to be out at Goldfields, but we just can't do it all.
Yeah, it's just that time gets us.
So Bowls WA are making this happen? The money, or have you got sponsorship?
So CBH have been generous, so they have stumping up the money for both the men's last week at Emu Point, which was fantastic facility and great, and then their generosity was reciprocated again today as they stump up the
Okay,
money.
just
Ooh, so close.
One roll, not quite enough. Still one to Southern.
But it's one roll less next time they need,
Yes.
and two more bowls to have a crack at it. And so, yeah, CBH have generously paying for this as well. So it's good. You know, they take a lot out of the country, but they give back significantly. So we really do appreciate it. I know in the past, Regional Men's Health, you know,
Regional Men's Health is certainly,
I've
heard of
that.
Ross, and so you're the chairman of Regional Men's Health, Ross.
And you're now on the committee, Doug, which is a fantastic acquisition to our committee. Thank you for that.
I had a lazy 5 minutes I had spare, so I thought, and we see CBH come up on the screen, and what I love about the CBH commitment and generosity is the small towns. I'm part of it, like yourself, Ross. From a small town in Meckering, and you're from Cookeran, and we struggle, and they'll be more than generous to help us as we see fit, and across all the wheat belt. You know, they don't just target big events, and they really they have a very good social conscience. And without CBH, you know, and the funding, as we all know, we struggle, but they're really generous and aware, and we thank them. And the young lady we dealt with was Isabella York. From Izzy, as they refers to, from Tamman. So she understands communities and farming and
Jenny looking
sport.
to turn the ball, but no, not getting there by millimetres. Southern hanging on by a thread.
They'll run out of Dougs before they get it there, Pete.
One more chance. Need another half roll.
There's a fair wall there to run into, isn't there? So
they're not all hers. Is
don't need to be short.
So Bev needs to be turning her own or sliding underneath, preferably.
And this is this dreaded hand. Just won't let go. As soon as you have a little bit too much weight, and that runs nearer to the ditch than the jack.
And we just point out, it's not the hand's fault. It's the girls haven't quite come to grips with what it's doing and what it's not doing, and what the breeze is doing and not doing.
So we know that Jenny's going to reach.
Well, you'd hope so. She's
definitely there.
She's got a wall to sit. She might slide in for the jack. Oh, no. She had the right weight to do all sorts of damage and found the only one hole that was there.
So, indications from, the third, albeit just the partner, is to there or better, and you'll count. So, Trish, I'd suggest skips at home. Oh, no, you're in... Well, maybe not. With the... does she or not?
Trisha bowls... Yeah, Coolin have got their own ladies' pennant side, so
she'd skip in that, I'd suggest.
I'd say she definitely would, yeah.
So here we go.
Didn't quite get back, so...
So the tape comes out. So we'll get the truth stick out, and we'll soon find out.
Hopefully it's one, because they've been telling us all in that they've got one.
Just to be honest, the argument is whether it's two.
No,
just the one.
So one to Southern. So that takes Southern to 3. Southwestern still jumped them with 8. 7 ends played. Update on the aggregate scoreboard. After 31 ends across the board, Southwestern have really opened up a good-sized lead here, 36. Southwestern and Southern are languishing on 14. They need a bit of inspiration from Bev on this rink, or Jacinta on the next rink, or we keep going across. Someone needs to give us something to get Southern back into this game.
So a lot of the men's pennants around the wheat belt have been cancelled, around the state have been cancelled this week. Ross, you've been all over that?
Well, I'm still on the WhatsApp group for the Cookeran Bowling Club, and they're starting at 9:30 today, so it'll be out of the way before lunch.
Clever men. Central Wheat Belt spoke to John O'Neill, who's actually talking of CBH. He's former director who's standing again, who was rang us with his Central Wheat Belt president cap on, saying they had cancelled theirs. They take Ben Cubbin as their reading, so they've cancelled the weekend. Phil Manning, who'll have his feet up in front of the air conditioner for their league.
Yes. If not on the air conditioner, he'd be under the shower. We'd be somewhere obscure.
Yeah. Of course, we had the pleasure of having Phil co-commentating last week in his company, and very colourful character is our Phil. As we see the lead go down, Case just slides through a little bit.
So reasonably consistent with that first bowl, that 3 or 4 feet behind.
we haven't been keeping stats, and we don't, but very few short bowls between the whole four. They've been very tidy as far as that goes.
Mitch over there, High Tide Media, is big on the stats, so we're going to set him a task for future.
It's counting
to
short
find
bowls.
yeah.
We'll live stream one of your games, Peter.
No short bowls in my game.
Yeah.
So yeah, a few stats.
Just into Zadao across on rink 3, being very clear in her instructions to Shelley Bilney to make sure you reach, preferably pick the jack up and trail on the way through, albeit the
Pretty good correction there from Kate.
Can bowl our K.
Yeah, she's playing very well.
So the pairs is not played by the men, Peter?
No, this is specifically ladies. The men just have their fours, obviously. The ladies' fours early March.
Oh, Ross, Country Week, while you're here, so tell me, where did you get for Country Week, mate?
Thank you very much. Whoever did the draw, it was sensational. I think we've got to drive 5 minutes to all venues.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
thanks, Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I knew once we got you on the
You're
committee.
paying the
regional
wrong
men's
bloke.
health.
You're paying the wrong bloke.
Actually, I don't always get compliments about draws. They think I have something to do with it, and depending on how far they
That's
travel.
because you accept them when they're good
Yeah, I do.
and divert when they're bad.
Yeah.
We've got Rossmoyne, Leeming and Coburn. So
You've had to walk to all three
yeah,
venues.
nearly. Well, that saves you driving, which is good.
Actually, I see your good mate Malcolm Hinkley got Manning in the fours, so I expect something in the mail from him as well.
And how did Manning get the fours, Doug?
Ian White has Ian White, who liaises me. I know he's not part of the Greens committee, but he tells me that the Greens are up and good, and they were, because Easton played their interleague there.
That's
and
correct.
They were an absolute credit to the Manning Bowling Club.
Yep, they've certainly come a long way in the last 6 weeks.
I think Greg Hogg may have his DNA, although Greg will never take any credit for anything, but I think he's part of a group.
Jeff Hall might have had a little bit of influence as well.
He did.
David
Carey, is it?
Mike Carey.
Mike Carey.
Yep.
I think he had his fair share. But a band of helpers helped the greenkeeper get them up and about. So well done. And Whitey is their unpaid media officer who more than
Who
happy
lobbies
for him.
Foles WA.
Yeah, I got locked in a car with him for 4 hours to Querting and back one day.
Really?
Okay, I don't know. I don't hear from him, so
Do
he's
you?
lobbying the wrong people. Clearly,
It's a long day.
smoozing and the wrong people. I'm always available for a long lunch.
Very lucky he got past York on the way back, I'll tell you. But
Well, I can't believe, Pete, that after apparently what I did to you back in the old days,
Yes.
that you've given me a draw like I've got.
If I'd have noticed, there's just too many names to take notice, so I don't look anymore. It's too hard. We did have a suggestion, and it's a really good suggestion about being able to put in, and the ladies do it a little bit to me, about where you're staying, so we could try, but that's really hard.
It's a
It's hard.
hell of a job.
It's really just making sure you're not playing anyone from your club and your league. We do a little bit of that, and
Yeah.
so the men's country,
it took me long enough to do it this time without adding another layer to it. I'd love to try it, but it's a big job.
Yeah, it is. And especially with the composite side, because you may only...
I'm able to do it a little bit more with the ladies, and they put a few suggestions in.
Yeah.
It's a little bit smaller.
You'll get a few more after they listen to this.
We don't put it on the form. You can do it, but I get a few emails, and certainly happy to try if I can. Even the men, I'm happy to try if I can. Just don't expect it.
So Kay, with her right of reply, decides, it slides through. I thought that was just starting to fade, but certainly got a second wind.
Yeah, it's a bit the loosest end they've had, I think.
So Trish, the last of her 4 bowls on the forehand.
A bit of a chance to put a bit of pressure on the Southwest girls.
Yeah.
It's just ducking away. So
Easy to do. 90% of bowls cross the head, Peter, is that right? Is that a stat, or is that...
I think that's a little high, but I think it's certainly more than 50. I think.
Yeah. Bearing in
Whose
mind...
stat was that? That wasn't Phil's, was it? Phil does have a stat.
I'm not sure it's one of Clive's. I know, although I did hear 87% of stats are made up.
I think it's more in the 70 region.
That are made up, or
That crossed the
I
line.
think it's a high percentage made up.
This is a good shot. This is number 1. Clearly here. Just going to slide away a little bit, but okay. That'll be 2 to Southwest. So we need Bev to come up with the goods here and start a Southern revival. 15.43 at the moment. So Southwestern have really jumped them. But with 6 rinks played and 19 ends, so they've only played 6.
Yeah, so it's a long way to go.
It's a long way to go. They need to just start eating in a little bit.
So Bev confronts her, gets on the mat, 2 down. It's bad news. Good news is there's plenty of room and plenty of talent on the mat. Swings out wide. Let's see. That hand has been swooping. And what do you think, Ross? I think that's going to just travel through.
Heavy.
Which the majority of bowls have been on this end. So, different scenario for Jenny with an eye. Jenny Petty, she tells me it's petty by cash, not by crime. She's quite entertaining this morning. And they don't all love being on live stream.
Oh, she's got a glide in and
It's hanging enough. That'll be 3.
That's 3.
But with room.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's be a little bit of a cheap 3 if Bev can't
cut down.
Change the situation. Yes, if you can't change it, it'll be a
Bit of Hall's head creativity there, Pete.
cheap 3.
Is that
It's not
pulling
too
up?
bad.
That looks all right.
That weight is pretty good. Just got to hold the line, and it has. That's a great shot.
And I think
Great
normally we get
shot.
That's my sister.
That's your sister.
That's
there,
a
radio.
that's a Beverly bowl.
So you don't do a bit of coaching? You haven't done a bit of coaching?
I've coached them quite, extensively, Doug. They reckon practice makes perfect, and it's got nothing to do with me, I can tell you.
So Jenny just a bit weight on this. So Bev Davidson has saved the day. No cheap 3s going on this rink. So 1 to Southern. That'll take them to 4. Oh, it's 3s. Yeah, 4. 4, 8.
On 8. So plenty of ends to go, and 4 is insignificant in the big picture when you've got time.
Yep. So the format for the pairs and the 4s is across all leagues that you can't play both? Or is it just specifically the Southwest?
No, can't tell you that. Never ask a question you don't know the answer to, Ross.
Sorry, without notice.
But I think it is. It's but I would find that a bit of a struggle in some of the smaller zones and leagues. So that I don't know, but I'll find out because it's something we should know.
Just an update on the Eastern Northern. We're on over there. The first score sent through to me was slightly wrong, so Northern, I'm sorry, but you're not in front as you were last time. Eastern 32 and Northern 26. So Eastern in the red 32, Northern in the yellow 26, which is a change around. I think they might have just sent me the wrong way around last time. 32 ends played, so again a lot of ends to go. 6 shot lead to Eastern.
So a little bit loose start from our 2 leads, but not a lot of correction needed. I'm sure that the amount of times we've seen that slide across the head, across the line on going this way. So I wonder they haven't swung to that other hand, Peter, because we know it's tighter. But if you just bowl what you feel comfortable with, this time have got the height and
it is tighter, but they haven't found it either.
No, they haven't found
coming in here from Trish. Well, she's crossed the head too.
Yeah, that again. I know we harp on the breeze, but it is telling that they're tighter on what should be the tight hand, and it's not as tight as what should be the wide hand because of the wind and the big, very impressive building that is in the way.
It is impressive, isn't it?
Just not quite. So
So-
1 to Southern, is it? No. Yep.
Yes.
Favours Southern Bowl.
Bev points with a
Points.
finger down, then turned around and set its finger up. So she has
Yes.
definitely got shot. So
And the bowl rolled out. The bowl rolled over.
it did. It fell over, right? So
Yeah.
There's a bit of a look from the thing, and there we are, and that just as you slide past underneath. Well, I got early. Usually I got to set up marquees, and I had not a lot to do this morning.
Yeah,
I was
well,
very happy, and I'll have even less to do this afternoon when we pack up. It's all going to be Mitch over there. He's going to. I don't dare touch anything electrical.
No.
I'm not allowed to. Dean has taught me, don't
no,
touch.
don't touch. If you can't afford it, don't touch it.
Yes. Mitch was working very, very hard at 5:30 this morning when I turned up.
And the
He's
sprinklers
already
are on.
here. Sprinklers are on. Neville had got down here nice and early to turn the sprinklers on.
Appreciate
He
that.
blamed his wife for getting him up.
So you're only covering the one day?
Tomorrow as
No,
well.
we'll be here tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow as well, yep.
Yeah.
While you're golfing,
In the afternoon.
and we'll be heading back out the bush, shearing Tuesday, so heading back out into the wheat belt. Has this one got the height?
And it's got more height than most, but it's not quite the height, but it's height enough for shot.
It's a lovely bowl.
Yes, Jenny has, after a great start, she's recapturing that. Brendan has asked you if you're playing bowls today, Doug.
Brendan. No. Brendan, where's Brendan from?
Brendan doesn't tell me where he's from.
No, I'm not. I would have been.
I hope not, otherwise I'm here on my own, and that's not a good thing.
Although, and I think whoever I was playing with is probably happy I'm here. I was playing.
Exactly. I think it was a team vote, and they all voted you should stay.
I was playing 3 to Jeremy Thomas in white. It's where I was going to be playing, but
At
I've
home? Or
yes, that was a home game. So and magnificent greens at Aussie Park. We would have been beavering away on sea green, watching it swoop in from on a 16, 17 second green. Real credit to Ian Lilburn, the greenkeeper, but I chose to come here.
Jenny just lost her weight there.
And I'll miss next week as we fly out to Melbourne.
BPL? I don't want to know. Brendan's from Beverley.
Brendan Minchin, absolutely. A room with Brendan. So I was probably most experienced bowler in the Avon. He was, and he was the most inexperienced bowler. So he had the pleasure of rooming with him, cracking good bowler. But work's got in the way, and family is that he's only a young fella, in the way of a lot of that. But he was on his way to being a superstar. But life takes twists and turns.
Yeah, well, still time.
Still time. No, he's good. Real natural. But he comes from one of the Minchin family, and they're all gifted.
They are. It's a nice family as well. There's a
That
lot
is.
of family going on in our game.
I used to lead for Uncle Don. He was a good bowler, very good bowler, and I led for him at zone. Maybe I can't remember, once or twice. One of my first zones, the last century, I dare say. And in fact, we were out at Merredin at one of the bowling clubs there, and I led, and we actually led against Sir Peter P. Harris, who was skipping for someone else. You might have been in Eastern Zone. You might have been at Kalgoorlie at the time.
Kalgoorlie then.
99.
Yeah, that sounds like a Kalgoorlie year.
Anyway, and we're Avon at the time, we're in Northern Zone back in those days. And I got the pleasure of seeing you firsthand, Pete, which still has lose a little bit of sleep over. But
That was a good year.
didn't you win everything down to man that year? Was that
Not quite.
That wasn't the
No, it was
pairs.
a few years later that I did that. I needed a good partner. I had to wait for Maury Kamiri to carry me a bit. Just going to slide underneath.
Oh.
Good weight.
Right, so that's another second.
So Trish Trish's out of bowls, so she's going to leave it to Bev. Just see what Kay does here.
Kay's been the first one to actually finish wide at the head, so she can replicate that with 2 feet less. She'll count.
Is it easier to cut your grass or take more grass, Peter, when you've had in this situation?
That depends.
Makes zero difference.
Depends.
No. Rightio. So
So 1 to
Just the
Southwestern on that.
Bev's been-
Crossover.
Bev's been very good, giving us a bit of a heads up as to crossing over up and down, although as much as you may say it's very easy to pick, sometimes it's not. So it's good we get a bit of a heads up whether there's a multiple involved.
Brendan says he loves a good Doug story. Who doesn't?
Oh,
Who doesn't love a good Doug
I
story?
wish they were all true.
Yes, you need to write a book.
I could.
Fiction or non-fiction?
They start off. They start off as fact. That sometimes they just get
Yes.
stretched a bit. But yeah, that's good. He had a good bowler. His father Steve, who bowls at Hall's Head. Minnow. He was good.
Yep.
They're exceptionally good footballer as well. Was his dad?
Just cutting that line. So 3 out of 3.
Bev.
Bev won't be happy with that.
So Bev has left room for improvement and a metre to add to it. But it is Bev. She'll be able to do it.
So Jenny looking, put a bit of pressure on, holding one opportunity to make 2. Just a little bit of room.
It's easy to draw when you got shot.
I'm not sure it's reaching, is it? It's trying.
It's trying.
It's reaching enough.
And
Reaching enough.
you just got to be closer than theirs.
I think it will be.
So Trish is looking, showing a jack high, not indicating that she's 2 down, which we think she is. Holds a foot in the jack high position, get inside that, and then that'll be shot.
There's the Northern Eastern aggregate on your screen.
So historic win as we watch this bowl come down from Bev.
Bit of weight.
20, yeah. Yep.
Weight will be the enemy in this case, but had nailed the line.
Yeah, finally, she got the grass right.
So
1%ers.
1% as we talk about this. Everyone thinks of the last 3 ends about what could have been, but it's the first 3 ends are just as important as the last 3, Ross.
That's correct.
Again, the line's good enough and it will run the distance.
Great bowls.
Will it run the distance? Maybe not.
The clapping comes to a abrupt halt.
Yeah.
There's
Clapping stopped it, I think.
Yeah. 2 and a look. Well, it is a look too. From here, our angle's not perfect. There you go. That shot tells us that it's certainly worth measuring. So, it's just
Well,
tight,
that's
isn't
tight.
it?
I think it might be. But that is awfully close. Maybe not, no.
Trisha's got her opinion.
Yeah, she gave it loud and strong. She was
She-
convincing.
She was convincing early too.
No, so
Yeah.
2 shots to Southwestern. They will move on to 10. Currently leading after 9 ends. This game 10-4.
Just noticing on rink 3, the Southern girls have made a big
9-10.
comeback.
Yes.
Yes.
Some 2 good bowlers. Well, it's 4 good bowlers on that ring. But from the Southern, they've got Shelley
Building leading and Jacinta Zato scattering.
and they
Against Irene Kozak, who also was very good in the over 60 singles yesterday, semi-finals, just going down in the semi-finals.
21-20 was it? It was
21-20, 21-19.
19. Might be 19.
Yeah, they both had the opportunities to win.
Of course, Lisa Featherby came out the ultimate winner there.
Yeah, she's not a bad player, Lisa.
Lisa. Darren, so country girl.
Yes, Darren girl, definitely. No, she's
There's a few country girls in that towards the end of
Yep.
the pointy end of that competition.
her form in the last 2 or 3 years.
Worthy of mention, isn't it?
Certainly.
Over 60s Jackaroo, but they haven't
Yeah,
won't get to play a game.
Didn't get to play, but was officially named one.
So what towns surround Cooker and Ross? So for us, don't come from that area. Who
So
are your neighbours?
Dumbleyoung, Lake Grace on either side, Coolin to the north, Nibing,
Yep.
Pingerup to the south, Newdigate a bit further east,
Yep.
Hyden, Calgarin, Condinin, Corrigan going north,
Yep.
Narrogin to the west, Wagen, Bunbury a bit further west.
You are stretching it now.
I know the road, though. I've been going backwards and forwards
nearly
along that road for a while.
How far from Perth, Ross? We might have to chop you off.
You nearly sound like a coastal town in a minute.
Actually, there's that bad. I'm starting to miss Phil Manning.
Oh, really?
So how far out of Perth?
Cookham, 300 k's.
All the bins full between Bunbury and Cookham?
Pretty much.
Big year, I think it's third.
It's the third biggest on record, wasn't it? Which is amazing considering the lack of rain and the late start.
And maybe impacted by dwindling sheep numbers. So if they think they're a big player now, you wait till most of the sheep are gone, Ross.
Yeah.
So which they've factored in. I know it's part of their narrative. They know, the extra couple of million hectares go out of grazing and it'll go under cultivation, and so they may have to expand a few bins, hopefully. But they have a management that's really aware, and they're really a proactive organisation. We've seen that in the past with the expansion of their capacity to shift grain from upcountry down to port, and really efficient operations.
And I think the Labor government are talking about some sort of a buyback scheme for the rail.
Yeah.
But, whether that's a vote catcher or what, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
they might need to catch a few.
So what confronts Jenny as she gets on the mat here, Peter?
Well, she's holding two, so two up with a bit of room.
Jack high on the left, so she'll go to the forehand.
Yeah, needs to lose 6 feet on her last bowl. Looking to put a little bit more pressure on Bev Davidson. I think she might still have that extra weight on board. So just pushing them through the last couple of ends going this way. So expect the pace hasn't come out of the green yet.
She told me a very bad joke about her ocean swimming, Peter, but I'm not sure if I can tell it till we get to the last end.
Just before we get put off air.
Yeah.
They're looking to lose 2 feet here.
And has she got it?
I think she's lost the weight. She's got a hold.
But she's got a face to sit on, Pete.
Got a hold,
which
and she has.
And so flops in, gets shot, job done.
So
and a bit of appreciation shown by Trish as she gets a high five as she walks past.
Trish is happy.
And Trish goes, I'll take grass and I'll get your second shot.
Yes.
And husband Peter, he'll be at home in the lounge watching live stream, I reckon. If he could work it out.
Sorry,
and he would have been ecstatic with that bowl.
Pete's a good bowler too. I've seen him bowl. He goes around all right too.
Sounds like we'd have double, triple our viewership if men actually knew how to work a TV and or a computer. By the sound of it, maybe that's our next project of education. Of
Kay rang her. I spoke to Kay. Obviously, I was chatting before we started, and she's got children in Thailand. She actually has rung them, and they are watching the live stream.
Kay's family is definitely on board.
Magnificent.
Daughter in Thailand. Our Thailand friends, thank you very much. And that's a great response talking about Kay.
Yep. Just
good timing.
Right on cue.
Great shot there.
Which club does Kay bowl for?
Dudley Park.
Dudley Park,
so recently won their club singles.
Thursday won the club singles, so she brings a bit of form into it. And a new bowler, only started in 21-22 season, so started it off with a novice single, so
amazing,
no slouch. But some people just pick it up and run with the game real quick. She's just waiting instructions.
She's been changed,
yeah.
You can just slide under those jack high balls, which is hers if she turns it once. Depending what angle she turns it at.
She's got a beautiful delivery, hasn't she? Very smooth. Yeah.
The line's pretty good. Has she got the weight? No, she hasn't. So pick the line, which hasn't been always the case. Bev calling for some weight here. We'll see if Trish can sit the bowl, grab the jack.
Licence to reach. We'll see whether she gets the line to match that weight. Bev's not overly interested. No. I think that may be a back pole, she says.
She's pushed that wide.
So, continuously struggled on that side of the green, Peter.
Especially when they wanted to play weight. And I think, as we said earlier, they should all be used to it. Synthetics are all over the countryside now. Synthetics can hold a bit more than you think with a bit of weight.
And as Ross pointed out, that they'll feel the breeze in their face on the mat at either end, but in the bit in the middle, not so.
Yeah, it won't turn much in the middle, so you need to play a little bit tighter line here.
So a bit of home ground knowledge from Rossi.
There are a couple of males actually tuned into the online stream, mate, because one of me Country Week 4's team has just sent me a message saying no mention of your Country Week teammates. So big hi to Cole Corcutt, who's watching the live stream.
Who else you got?
Brad Horton and Tim Hollenby.
Brad Horton.
Tim's a big bloke.
Tim Stevens.
Oh, that's Tim Stevens, I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Brad taught me how to play.
Did he?
Really?
Tim was runner-up in the Country Week pairs.
Junior
I would've
pairs.
grabbed him.
Played junior pairs together.
Is that right?
Did you really?
Yeah, won the first ever state junior pairs with Brad.
Good on you.
So,
Gelled a long time ago.
yeah. He's still the same height. Sorry, Brad.
He failed to grow up. A few of us got the same problem, I think. Some are just taller than others.
Yeah. No, he got to his man height very early, Brad.
Yeah.
So, Bev is everyone that is sticking
Everyone's
to.
wide. We need a narrow bowl here. We need someone to throw caution into the wind and go a bit narrower than they think.
Bit more direct may make. Oh, how has she swapped? No, she's going to still swing on the back. Yep. I suspect that no one will do a wrong bias while they're on live stream, Peter. I think we haven't seen one yet, have we?
Not yet, but this is closer. This is closer.
Is in the mix.
Can she hold that line? No, just took a bit of weight off her first. Didn't have the same weight. Might have been interesting. One more to South Western, and they will now go to 11. 11-4. The aggregate hasn't changed for a while. Still 43 Southwestern 15. The girls will be on the board of that soon, I'm sure. Of course, as I think it was Glenn Archer wishing Warren Holt all the best in the BPL, coming very, very soon.
Yes.
For his first go at Moama. Teaming up with, obviously.
So I'll be over there for that. We're meeting to fly out next week and meetings in Melbourne, and then I'll hire a car and zip up to Moama and watch him make his debut in the BPL. Quite looking forward to it. He'll fit into that environment.
Oh yes, and he'll be a few nerves, but he's ultra consistent. Deserves his opportunity.
It reminds
a lot of commitment from Wagen to get to where he is, and deserves the chance to be on the big stage.
Yeah, of course, playing at Manning this year.
Yeah, he's made the jump.
I sort of felt very good. Beautiful weight from Kay. 18 inches, jack high. It is a big commitment. To travel that. There's a few of them. Mark Wannenberg and
John O'Davidson from Albany.
So
he travelled down to Albany. That's a real commitment.
Yeah, we know firsthand from last weekend.
Yes,
we'd do it once.
So you get the Matty Mitchells coming up and playing in events. It's
as we see,
Kay's a bit like the commitment of the old boys in the football days travelling up.
Well, we had
the Keith Donkins, obviously. We had on the podcast. Did
you travel to Clement?
I travelled for 3 years. I spent the first 3 years in Perth after I left Aquinas, and then couldn't find exactly what I wanted to do in Perth, so suggested that I go back, and I actually travelled with Alan Orr, who travelled from Newdigate for 3 years.
Yep.
And probably played my best footy when I did that, because I was actually in an environment where I was comfortable and working hard and training was a little bit more difficult with the local boys, but just go to Perth and train on Friday nights, play Saturday and home Sunday.
So Trish slides one through, a little bit heavy, had somewhat of result as she clipped the edge.
But another 2 good bowls from Cape.
Yeah, so they were.
And that's, of course, our
probably holds too.
Our ladies as well. Linda Warburton did it for a number of years from just down the road, Brunswick, and Lisa spends Featherby, plenty of time in Darwin still.
Jenny
Parker from Northam. So a lot of the girls are putting that commitment in as well.
So Jacinta's mum travels up from Kojin up. So there's plenty of travelling gets done.
Yep.
So this will look all right from the mats. Looks much better when you're holding shot, doesn't it, Pete?
Yes. Yeah, no, she's been looked after here, Jenny. Okay, going really well.
Slides past, ends up in a good home, something that's far from out of it with a little trail.
We'll update that aggregate board when they start walking. Can Bev build a bit of a head, put something around the place for her to work on. That's what her first port of call is. And probably she doesn't get the jack now. Oh, well, it hasn't made it any worse. Let's just put it on the other side. That's a really good second shot.
And the preferred catcher, yes.
Preferred catcher on the hand that they haven't mastered just yet. 10 ends in, 9 ends to go, playing 19 ends.
Of course, this won't worry Jenny because she'll stick on that favoured backhand.
Well, they're promoting their own bowl there too, aren't they? So
no, they're not.
You got done with the stickers as well.
Well,
we did
there
early.
you go. There you go. Trap for new players, Ross. Not something me and Ross Pete would have fallen for, but now 2 down.
Well, that was fairly clever of Trish to leave that bowl in front of the jack there, wasn't it?
Location, yeah.
You should probably leave the expert comments to the experts.
Yeah.
So 2 shots to Southern. A little bit of luck going their way.
Trish is very precise in her description of the shape of the head, and we'll see whether the impact that it has on Bev. London to a brick, it'll be wide because this hand has been really hard to master.
Wide and quick has been the most common on this hand, and this has not let us down.
So we're suggesting it's the operator's fault, not the green's fault.
So to put it on the aggregate, we've got the aggregate here, and Southern are making inroads in some rinks, obviously, because they're closing the gap a bit. Southwestern are on 50. Southern have pulled themselves to 38, so only 12 the difference. Now I think it's about 20 odd the difference not long ago.
Rinks 3 and 4.
Yes.
Heading the comeback.
Yeah. Maybe the far end's doing as well, so 50 to 38 after 54 ends, and I do have the updated of the other one. If my phone works, I do.
So Kay has the luxury of staying on a forehand, on her backhand, sorry. So
yeah, she interesting. She's going to have to play some weight, isn't she? And she is.
Well, if
under the front.
Yeah, she's trying to promote her own bowl. So she's happy to get either target areas
good shot here. Go any which way. It certainly made a lot more room, so it's a really good shot.
So being up or down is not the problem here because now instead of having no room, you've now got best part of a metre.
Still 2 to Southern, but
better shape.
A whole lot more room. And just at last, the Eastern and Northern zone for our Eastern Northern friends out there. Eastern 51, Northern 43. And that's 50 ends played, so slightly less than this game. 51 to Eastern, 43 to Northern.
So maybe a little bit quicker out there.
Yeah, generally B green.
So how it goes?
A little bit quicker than A green, yep.
Is it full size? Is it 40 metres, the same as this one?
Probably.
We'll see if we can find a local, Peter, so we'll get some inside knowledge.
Yeah, anybody with any idea would be good. Anyone.
Oh. I could ask Musso Besto, he's sitting over there.
Harsh. Just good enough. It's okay. Draws the shot. Just got enough of an edge, maybe to take a little bit of weight off.
Bit of Dudley Park creativity there, and Trish gets on the mat, so same applies. She still has best part of a metre to draw shot. around the front bowl, or even slide
It's in
underneath
the
it.
area.
That's generous. It's not quite a metre, is it?
Well,
Ooh.
no, it's not. But it's the
I guess
best part of a metre.
I guess some real estate off if you're selling.
It's a foot and a half.
That's the best part of a metre. Over 50%, Ross. So, very few words spoken. I guess it's pretty clear-cut draw shot. So a bit of history made up in Kalgoorlie. We'll wait till they finish their sandpit. But a bit of history was made in Kalgoorlie on the weekend as far as bowls went in the eastern zone. As we see Kay with, as I'm reliably informed, 1.5 foot to draw. And proceeds to put it 4 foot behind. But line was perfect, which she has really got hold of the shape on that side of the green. She's done it consistently well, as has her partner, albeit 7-shot lead.
It's a bit of
It's not insurmountable.
Around or under will give her the shot with the right weight, of course, because she's around it. Just going to slide through, but
So Peter didn't come down for the weekend. He's lounging. I know. Well, he's getting ready for Beat bowls. They'll be most of the way through it.
Yes, they're playing bowls this morning, so he couldn't get away.
So he'll be watching in replay when they might live stream into the Cooker Bowling Club.
They could do, mate. They could do that.
They got someone tech savvy enough to do that in Cooker.
It's not too many young ones. Oh, there is a few young ones playing bowls today, like Kim Gooding and a couple of the other young fellas. So somebody will be able to do it, I'm sure.
up and over, but
Not enough. And won't go any further. She's out of ammo.
Makes it difficult here. You're going to have to maybe invent a little bit.
Stop
that
it.
is very specific. Yeah, specific. Yes. Can Bev do as she's told?
It's pretty hard to be that narrow, I think, and stop exactly where Trish wanted it to without crashing.
The weight was really good for
Perfect weight.
it. One bowl wide. Taking one out, so maybe those front two are.
So it's a one on a measure. Those getting them up and over may have made a difference to the scoreboard here, Peter. So as they start that measuring process, so the Eastern Zone had their interleague fours, played in Kalgoorlie, and East Avon won it for the first time. So I wish I had a list of the names. I'm sure someone's listening could send them through, but historic win. So they join, of course, they split East Avon for the ladies, and some go into the Avon and some go further east, and so but they still own their entity, which is really important, and they still compete as East Avon, which is fantastic. And then for them to come together and do that and win it is for the first time, great effort. Yeah, so they'll be over the moon.
So just the one, obviously there. So was it? How many was then? I missed the fingers.
Three.
It was all three.
I'll keep an eye on
I was
it,
going to
boys.
say
So Ross
You keep talking with
doing other
stories.
things.
Ross redeeming himself
Yeah,
after his
yeah.
failure last 10 rounds. So
Sorry, I criticised you. Now
Yeah.
it comes back to bite you real quick.
I knew the answer. I was just seeing if he was paying attention.
14-4, so a 10-shot lead. If Southern are going to get the aggregate, the Southern girls here need to pick up the pace a little bit. 11 ends gone, 8 ends to do it. 14-4.
And not much,
Southwest.
not a lot of difference over on the other one. That's far, 8 shots difference. So that's easily, when you're playing over that many rinks, doesn't take long to pick up
8
that
shots
number,
is
Peter.
it's only, everyone gets one. You've made up 6 already, so
So 19 ends. Is it always 19 ends, Peter?
must be. They wouldn't change things.
Wouldn't change things.
Bowlers are quite traditional.
It's an unusual number, though, isn't it?
It is.
It is unusual.
I thought the same thing. It is an unusual number.
It's usually here is someone's favourite lotto number rather than number of ends you're playing a game of bowls. I've never played in a game of bowls 19 ends. And
Very good bowl by Trish Tyson there.
sensational.
Yeah,
Can bowl.
not a fan of odd numbers.
she's won the Cookham singles 7 times.
Trish Tyson.
Sorry, no, she's won the Coolin singles 7 times. So obviously a fair bowler. The same amount of
Done
times.
a bit of research, Doug, haven't you?
Same amount of times as your sister, but she thinks it might be 8. It's between 7 and 8, and I said you can't win it 7.5 times.
No.
Bev. So it's either one or the other. So we're not sure. She'll do some research. So maybe Peter can't be watching because he's playing, but someone will look on the board
can
tonight.
text us.
Yeah, the actual number. But yeah, so obviously Bev, you've won a few singles titles.
Two.
2, right?
I think, from memory.
I did. That's one of the questions you ask. As you want to know that people's pedigree of bowling and what they've achieved, and they always remember how many singles titles they've won, Ross. Although one guy did tell me I did get informed out when we were down at Emu Point last weekend that with that bloke over there, he said Jack Newton could count his singles titles on his right hand.
You're terrible.
Terrible.
That's shocking.
These country blokes that really have poor sense of humour. I didn't. Barely worth repeating that.
Well, yeah, Glenn says the audio might be cutting in and out. I'm not sure if that's his problem or our problem. Hopefully it did cut out when Doug told the joke.
Yeah, right. Maybe it's their good luck, Peter.
I'm looking at Mitch and he doesn't think there's a problem. No, he's happy. He's listening to it as well.
It's an owner-operator problem at the other end.
Sorry, Glenn. Apologies if it is. Mitch will just work through it, but I'm pretty confident.
How's that?
That helps a little. Yeah. So things have changed. Jenny has changed it over again, and if it hasn't been Jenny, it's been Kay who's been the good bowls at the right time.
So
Kitty in the ditch would fix this up, though.
It would.
The aggressive streak coming out here.
So we know that this side has been harder to play, and whether it's the conditions or the operators, we're not sure.
To play great weight.
Perfect
weight. But still 2 to the Southwestern. But
so she doesn't have to bear it. She holds 1, or does she hold 2?
2, I think.
Looks like 2 to me. Which means you can be a bit more positive in your draw.
The line is reasonably good here. Has she got the weight? But
and
she has.
It's good enough.
Kay started clapping, and she says that adds.
Number 1.
So Bev, will she feel the pressure? Good under pressure?
She's changing the hand.
She is.
That's interesting.
It's interesting after playing such good weight.
Yeah.
She's going
heavy.
She's. You can tell who the brother is, can't you? You called it early.
Oh.
I mean, cleaning a few out. Well,
there was a bit of room there. A bit surprised that she may have gone with that weight, and she was she couldn't have put the kitty in the ditch on that hand. So
no, it did seem quite a slim target.
Yep.
So tell me, Ross, with these greens, you get some synthetics, and they do taper a bit. That last couple of foot into do these ones hold? They don't have a plinth like you do on a grass green, because it's the surface is rolled over and into the ditch. Do these ones roll in a bit, or they do pull up? You can draw to the ditch easily.
It appears you can, Doug. Yeah, they don't actually get to within 6 inches and keep going. Yeah. So
just you do see that a little bit. That they tend to taper.
Yeah, some of them certainly do.
This is fair weight as well,
You'll notice by the time they get to the ditch, they're nearly going sideways anyway, if they're the right weight.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you're good enough to do that quite often, you probably need to be playing at a higher level.
Exactly.
You can get within an inch of the ditch frequently, then you're going very well.
It's in the area. Oh, she just
slide through, did it?
No. Open the door a little bit there, though.
Yeah, it might look a bit better from the mat. So Kay confronts her. She has nailed the weight. That's whether she can just tighten the line just a little bit.
Holding anywhere between 2 and 4, I think. She gets onto her own. She's definitely got in the count.
So I notice her skipper from Dudley Park's watching with interest, Tanya Groves.
Not quite making it.
Yeah, picked the line, forgot the weight. Daunting shot, isn't it? One of the most daunting shots in bowls, Peter, when you've got to draw to the ditch. You know, it's important. You can't afford to be short. You can't afford to be long.
Yes. Yeah, it gets into people's heads sometimes. Still just drawing to the jack in the end. But
yes.
It doesn't seem like that.
So you can see the logic. You can see what Bev was thinking, you know, swinging and playing big on that forehand.
Yep.
She owns that wall of bowls, all belong to the blue stickers, and so, you know, punching those through may, you know, change the outcome.
And I think the one on the right, closest to the jack, is a toucher as well. That's their first toucher.
Yep.
So there is logic to be coming underneath that, because if she actually gets onto it, it's a good chance that's getting the jack as well. Might be easier than drawing it.
So the standard of bowls for your midweek, Ross?
Very, very high. A lot of the midweek pennant players are Saturday First Division players, so it's a very, very high standard. And the two duns besides that play midweek.
Jenny sits off this. No, so into the ditch.
Yes.
Two duns besides that play midweek pennants in our comp are very, very strong. They obviously play Saturday pennants at Margaret River, down that way.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, it's a great competition. We're finding it hard to win a game.
She's taking the draw option back again here. Bev, can she stop? I don't think she will. So it slides in the ditch.
That's...
If Jenny can get onto this jack a little bit, Bev won't have much to aim at whatsoever. Still between 2 and 4 to the southwestern. The line's pretty good here. What's the weight
area? Very good.
Her partner thinks that she has got it, and for good reason, because she has.
Definitely counts.
That adds to the count.
Oh, we got a thumbs up, but didn't get a hand signal. This is a big bowl here. This is potentially a handful here.
Must cut down.
And cutting down when you're a foot from the ditch is not easy, Ross.
I know, Doug.
As we all know.
But you can run into something.
Yes,
the
right.
line's okay, but she does have some weight on this.
She got the kitty.
Has she got at least a
She
touch?
has. It's a toucher in the ditch, so it's cut down, I think.
It still might be 3 or 4.
Well, the tape's going to decide the outcomes here.
Taking 2
Two
out.
out.
4 out.
4 out, so
That'll be the next 4.
Close.
4, cut 1 out. And so 4,
So CBH, Peter,
18.
generous sponsors
Yes.
of this event.
And of course, what date are we at now? The year's going so fast. The 8th. 21st of February is their member forum, AGM, sundowner function. Really important that everyone gets along. RSVPs with the CBH website before the 13th of February, so only 5 days left. So late this week to get your entry in to go and the member forum with a special guest from Japan's Agricultural Co-op, one of CBH's key customers. Seasonal updates, operations, marketing and trading, fertiliser teams, so all the teams are there. Get to ask some questions, interactive panel session. Families with young children can have free childminding services, so no excuse for the young families, and taking the whole family along. And of course, special accommodation rates at the Crown Perth if you mention you're going to the CPH function. And those who attend all three events, into the draw for some exciting prizes. So not to be missed. Will you be there? Well, no, you won't.
No, I'll be in Moama.
Moama at the time. So
hopefully not featuring on live stream.
I think
on
you're
Tuesday
missing.
night.
I think you're missing out by the sound of that.
So, and that caption across the bottom, supporting our communities, is so true, and it's what they do really well as a group. They're really socially aware, and they know some of those young young and smaller towns, it's really hard for fundraising, but the
Yes.
funds for them are just as important as anywhere else in regional WA, and they do make an effort to support those small towns. It's fantastic. As we see, once again, Kay get to the jack first.
Yeah, okay, still playing well. He's been very, very consistent.
And you'd be happy as a skipper to see your lead plonk 2 bowls. How far are they from the jack, Ross? Your man of measurement?
34 centimetres, probably both of them, I reckon.
I would suggest
How many inches is that?
I'd suggest you were brought up in an imperial and your conversion.
Foot and a half.
Foot and a half, right, we'll run with that.
So Southwest are leading this game 18-4.
And now
There you go. And
she's drawn shot.
Close. Non-committal there from Bev.
so
And the aggregate, just while they're walking, aggregate, Southwest has stretched it out again. Southwest are now Western 61. Southern are stuck on 38.
So that's 10 shots without Southern ending,
Without
adding
scoring,
to theirs. Yeah.
And of course, it's been a 3 and a 4 the last 2 ends here, so 7 of them have come from this rink in particular. 60 ends played, 61-38. In this particular game, 18-4 to Southwestern.
So, Peter, we should, for the live stream rink, we should ask the players to tender for it. And I'd
Not tender for it, because we wouldn't make much. Tender not to be honest.
So I'd suggest that most
Let's make a few dollars then.
yeah, those not wanting would pay an exceptional amount of money.
We could buy a few more raffle tickets too
Yeah.
with that money. Wouldn't go to waste. Some good prizes in the raffle. So
Well, I know my sister wasn't that fussed about being on the live stream rink. So
She was very happy to
bit
tell
of
me.
pressure.
She's very happy to tell me that, so I just quietly. So, although Kerry gets to watch it from home,
Exactly.
She'll be stumped
Yeah,
up
yeah.
watching the live stream.
Amazing, I haven't heard from Kerry yet.
I have.
Oh, have you? Great bowl there, Beverly.
you can see who the favourite is.
As Bev, right on cue as we start talking, just to show that she's. Well, is she who's the pick of the two sisters when it comes to bowls, Ross? I'll let you put your head on the chopping block there.
Well, Beverly's got about 20 years' experience on Kerry. So, I mean, she's catching up, but don't know whether she'll ever go past Beverly.
You won't catch her if they keep playing.
No. Well, it's a hard one. But
Jenny
I'm
just on the outside.
So we just want to just give us a name.
Yeah, he's beating around the bush, isn't he?
Beverly.
Beverly's better. I would have rated them as both being good myself, but
Considering
Kerry, I've got a real soft spot for Kerry because she brought me up, really. When I left Aquinas, she cooked for me, washed my clothes, ironed my clothes. I really should be saying Kerry. But if you want me to be honest on what I've seen from the outside looking in, that Beverly's bowls experience, it just has her in front of Kerry.
yeah, well,
considering
Pretty
I
diplomatic,
would have
isn't
thought,
it?
considering only one of them is listening to it, I would have gone Kerry.
mind you,
Bev just on the outside again and a metre long. We've seen that consistently with all players.
so Bev's done well in state events. Drags along some of the mates. Debbie
Yes.
Smith, Jenny Joyce.
That's correct.
Semi-finalists, might have been 96, a fair while ago. Runner-up in the state pairs, like we said, with Deb. So it's good to see the country girls, we know they're good, to actually put the time and effort into coming along and playing in state events, Pete, and it helps
They've been
bolster
well
our numbers.
represented. Of course, obviously a state fours winner, Cameron Miller, down, and her Southern Zone team anyway. They're all
I'm sure you could rattle them off the top of your head, Pete.
questions without notice. The York girls
Yeah, they've done well.
consistently do very well in state events and country week.
In fact, I may have got that wrong. It may have been the
The
York
Brunswick girls won the fours at Country Week 2 years ago.
Yes.
That is correct.
Yes.
I
And
know
of
for a
course,
fact.
Linda Warburton now back at Brunswick also did very well last year and when taking the singles.
been a massive contributor to bowls in WA as how Linda Warburton.
Yep.
Actually going out with dinner with them tonight, this evening.
Yeah, done a lot of coaching, continues to do a lot of coaching. Now, of course, state selector. So she knows the country girls very well. They certainly won't be missed if they're good enough.
Yep.
Linda knows that. No, without a doubt.
And her husband is obviously a really nice bloke.
Ross.
That's his name, is it?
He's
Ross.
okay. He's okay. He's okay.
I spent a fair bit of time with Ross. He's and we've a good old chat tonight, but he is our former country director. Of course, Phil Manning has filled his shoes. Big shoes to fill, just quietly. So he's been a massive contributor for bowls as well. Talk to Ross a little bit. Have a massive chat tonight.
Okay, looking to turn that bowl, but just on the high side. Not sure. I think it's only one.
Yeah, I think it'll be one.
We've got a good angle with this one, which is unusual.
So really need to pick up a multiple here to Southern.
We do.
And this one looks like it might add. Oh, no, it's high.
Bev having a better look. Yep, just the one. Be interesting to see which hand. Obviously, you stand that southwestern bowl up, it makes 3.
I would be thinking that.
But they probably don't want the jack, I suppose.
No, danger on the forehand is trailing the jack back.
They are all green stickered bowls, as we can tell with the close-up from Mitch.
So you're caught between a rock and a hard place. You're always aware of the aggregate board, but sometimes they just got to play that shot, take the risk and get some numbers.
Maybe, yep. Though a back toucher would probably bring the front one in.
Yep.
Depends how you're feeling.
Yeah, I'd hate to play for you. You're a tough skipper, Pete. Fancy kidding on the...
I want you to make 3 by falling back on the jack, please.
Yeah.
There's a bit more precision than normal.
You've got Clive as your third. That'd probably be a call that you could go to. That's something that he'd be in his repertoire.
Yeah, not when he's playing with me. But yeah, I've seen him do it for other people.
Couldn't get the best out of him.
No, struggled. No, he spent certainly a lot of games with.
Well, this
Clive.
is in the area, Beverly.
Does she? Don't move that jack. Just moved it enough.
Okay.
That's nice.
No change.
Still the one. As Trish's
So
holds a finger
Jen's
skywards.
last. Can she make contact with the white bowl?
We know this hasn't been happy hunting ground this side of the green.
No.
And no interest at all shown, or is there? Oh, there is late interest.
Just not quite getting down. Bit of a shake of the head. Yep, they've all
You have to do it.
quite come to terms with this side. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if they take one here, because we've seen Bev take one earlier in the game. No, they're going to make this shot.
Best bowler at the Eaton Bowling Club?
Best bowler.
Yeah.
Well,
Not a lot of
more
experience.
pressure here. A lot of more pressure here.
Not a lot of experience with who the lady bowlers are. The men bowlers, probably consistently John Cowan.
Right. So on that, can you give me Eldon Cowan? This is known as the Eldon Cowan green, as we see over there in the far side. I have, and I guess they would be related to the Cowans from Narrabeen. Or they Cowens. So
I see confusion in Ross's face here.
Hendy and
yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're related?
Yes, definitely.
That's 2 questions you've got answered for us so far, Rusty.
Sounded confident too,
Yeah,
so I'm with him.
yes.
That was a 1 to the Southern. They go on to 5.
The only
5-18 up to 13 ends.
only bit he could confirm is it was a green.
We can tell we're amateurs up here, asking questions we don't know the answer to. It's
Yeah.
never a good policy.
Great family though, the Cowan family.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. Actually, when I first started on the board, Hendy was still there, and I brought a lot of experience in not just bowls, to the table. Yeah, great man.
We've seen John wandering around here this morning.
Yep. There he is, leaning on the rail there.
Leaning on the rail, up behind that camera.
Multiple singles winner.
Very good player, and still, I was going to say in his day, but I don't think his day is necessarily finished yet.
No, he won the singles championship last year, Pete, so
Yeah,
he's
so
still hanging in there.
Still going well. Okay, Southern girls here. We need them to pick up. The aggregate now, 71 ends played. Southwestern 77. Southern 52. So it's a 25 shot margin. 77 to Southwestern, 52 to Southern. Not sure if we've got an Easton score here. Not sure when I last updated it. Sorry.
It was 51-43.
Last time.
50 ends, yeah.
Okay, so it's now Eastern 67. Northern 56. So 67 to Eastern 56. So 11 different 63 ends played. So that was a little while ago. I'm sure it's probably in the 70 ends now. We'll get that updated shortly. It's going to pull up short as well. So opportunity here for the Southern girls. Holding one on the crossover. Still 2 feet of room.
So the forehand will be the weapon of choice, I'd suggest. Bev's got first one on the mat. Pink fleck through her bowls, Ross.
Yes. Looks pinkish to me from here.
So for me,
And to go straight onto the backhand because I suggested she go on the forehand.
yes.
But that is her bowl on that side. So
Yes.
And I don't know
Laser
what
flat.
you were thinking when you suggested that.
No.
I'll tell you what I was thinking. I was thinking that every time she uses this side of the green, she's long and wide.
Just long this time.
Just long this time. So she's picked the grass perfectly.
So if my maths is right, we're playing 114 ends in total. 19 sixes. That sound right?
That's what that was always.
Mathematicians over there.
Phil Manning's speciality was the maths.
114, you said?
Yes.
You're spot on.
Thank goodness. 2 years of schooling has done me well.
Have you worked it out yet, Duck?
Yeah, how I'm just coming to grips with his 2 years of schooling. They're both in the same class as a problem.
Yeah, same year.
Same year.
Good shot there,
Just
Jenny.
right on cue. She just
Yep.
and even gives herself, puts her hands together because that was a clever little shot. She nearly steps in the.
Yep. They've certainly had a good partnership, these two.
Yeah, they have.
When one hasn't quite been on it, the other's been able to pick up the pace. So, Bev, she's changed hands. So she's gone to your shot this time.
She's trying to sit the back bowl, but not there.
And just pulled up that 3 feet short.
Perfect grass.
Both hands, a good switch, just didn't get the weight with the second one. Switching.
It's a good switch because that's your shot.
I think Ross was signalling her that she's on the wrong hand.
Oh, no.
Jenny, can she? The line is pretty good here, and her weight looks pretty good as well.
She's this
Two
game.
great shots. And
Game's a giggle for Jenny at the moment, isn't it?
Jenny Petty, Hall's Head, playing extremely well.
For the whole game, from the get-go.
Yes. Started strong and continuing strong.
But it's been a good combination as well, Peter. Kay on the mat has been really above serviceable. It doesn't do justice.
No,
she's been very
strong
fit.
as well.
And anything that Trish, even when Trish seems to be all over it, she seems to, she doesn't panic. She seems to match it up reasonably well. And Trish has had far from a bad game. It's just that Kay's decided that she's going to do a little bit better.
Yeah, it's just a little bit more consistent. The Southwestern girls
Yeah, the Southern girls just haven't had numbers in the head have they, to put pressure on.
No, they've had their good bowls, but not, and this is one of them.
Right on cue.
Just needs to put the anchor out. Sliding through. So
There's not many greens in the country that roll out like these do, or like this one does. But they're pretty experienced, aren't they? So they should be able to adapt.
This is a cream of country bowlers.
Yep.
Some will say that with their format that you can't play both, but there's a lot of talent on display here. You're exactly right there, Ross.
Okay, just going through.
one thing they can do is adjust and adapt to any surface.
So around 3 feet, 4 feet, a little bit more track. She's stepping back. I don't know if she likes it or not. We'll find out in a minute. No, I think she knew she was just tight. That was all. Weight was perfect. Change of hand here. Waiting for instructions.
As you should.
So just looking to get around her own bowl or Jenny's bowl. She doesn't want to be tight because that's a blue bowl in front. There hasn't been a problem on this hand all game, so can't expect. This is pretty good.
This is good.
Very good. This is pretty close to exactly where called.
Yep.
Just rolled through a little bit the edge. Got an edge off that jack high bowl, which didn't do it any favours.
Holding 2.
Holding 2. I mean,
No indication from the lead as they cross over, or the third as the skips
Anybody?
get back,
Or the skippers.
anyone.
Anyone,
Secret Service.
I think it's pretty confident it's 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
It has to be 2. Bev needs.
So we did ask them to indicate, which lasted all of one end, Ross.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
A couple more, maybe.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2. Maybe 2. I think their job is to get close, so we'll excuse them. I've done well standing out away from the cameras. That's never easy as well, because you know you have to do it, but
Mitch's cameras are higher. They
are higher?
Yeah.
Bev, is she around the front? No, she's not. So she's going to need a goodie with the last one.
Yes.
They did win the last end, but they dropped the 4 before that. 2, 1, 3 and 4. So that's really put a dent in the score. 10 shots in 4 ends they dropped.
We'll talk about stats that we don't know anything about, but if you drop 4 ends in a row.
Yeah, this is the Clive Adams stat. You drop 4 ends in a row, you're in trouble. Unless you win 4 ends in a row, you need to equal it out. Don't lose too many if you win 4 ends in a row.
Stats. They do a lot of stats as you know they go up. Pete, you do stats for the state.
Yeah, he's got all our state cards for the last. He's be 5 or 6 years now. He also has the Cambridge pennant cards.
Oh, does he?
As well, he does them every week. So he's got a fair.
Don't know whether Beverly's got the weight here. Again.
No, I think she's into the front. Yeah, so he's got a fair number of cards to actually build his stats on, of the 4 ends, and
It's good looking for trends, and
yeah, he's got a good selection now. So can Jenny add a third? We believe. The line's good enough. How's the weight?
Bit heavy.
Slides through.
gets to the line, but a metre too far.
So two more. So Southwestern, that takes them to 20. Don't lose too many games when you reach 20 either.
No, and unfortunately, rinks
20
3 and 4 have just dropped off a bit as well.
Yep.
20 to 5, yep. 10, 15 and 8, 15 we can see. So I think it's 9, 10 on rink 5. We definitely cannot see rink 6 and 7.
So how many clubs in Bunbury is there, Ross?
There is the Bunbury Bowling Club, the Eaton Bowling Club, and if you count binning up Brunswick, Donnybrook, and
Well, that's the league.
That's the league.
Bustleton?
but there's 2.
2. Yep.
Yep.
No, not everyone's fully aware of what goes
Okay.
on in.
Yep, the
Yeah,
Bunbury
right.
Bowling Club and the Eaton Bowling Club.
And
in
the bigger of the two.
Bunbury. The Eaton Bowling Club by a fair bit, I would
bit?
say.
Yep.
Yep.
And synthetics at the Bunbury Bowling Club.
Synthetics everywhere except Bustleton.
Bustleton have, I believe, putting in for a synthetic.
I think that's the way forward, Doug.
I know.
Yeah.
And they have the most magnificent grass greens.
So-
They do.
They do. Some of the best, arguably the best in the state.
Yeah. And the logic I was told is they're missing out on the winter trade by having grass.
That would be right.
Great shot there from Trish. And that's a shame, isn't it? It's a shame when it gets to that, unfortunately.
Well,
We all love the natural surface, but the dollars count a lot and the trade counts.
Were they planning to hold on to a grass green or two? Or
Well, I'd say in the short term, because the way it works is highly unlikely unless certain clubs, although one certain club is getting two, I hear, but is that one at a time, depending on what their financial position and relationship, financial position for a start, and then relationship with your local government to see how supportive they'll be. The funding stream actually changes slightly, doesn't it, nowadays, Pete?
It does, yeah.
So numbers have changed, percentages have changed.
I hope that information is correct, otherwise the Bustleton Greenkeepers just had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Hope he knows.
Yeah, Pennington.
But in Pennington,
I'm sure
doing a terrific job for a long time.
Yeah, and very hard for them. They won't be seen. I'll be intrigued to see how all that works, because when you have those sort of greens, they dish up. If anyone's doing the funding, they'll say no.
Yeah, exactly. If you're a bowler, no chance.
Way,
no chance. You just keep doing what you're doing.
And they've been so good for so long. I remember playing a zone down there, and we all wanted to roll it up and take it home. It's just so they've been dishing it up forever down there.
It's a pretty unique local government structure around here, Doug, because we're currently sitting in the Dardanup Shire.
Really?
Across the river is the Harvey Shire. The golf club, Bunbury Golf Club's in the Harvey Shire. The Sanctuary Golf Club's in the Bunbury Shire. So, yeah, it makes it a little bit hard when you want to try and achieve stuff here, because the Eaton Bowling Club are trying to get a paddle ball set up out on the
big everywhere at the moment. Paddle ball,
spare green or pickleball, and they're just struggling a little bit at the moment to get a commitment out of the Dardanup Shire to
shot here from Bev
to do it. Brilliant bowl, Bev.
That shot. That's two. That's
She's
a good
back.
start. She's back. Yeah, well, they need to. Yeah, still got 6 ends.
So we now know
5 ends.
Henselite XG she uses.
That's correct. And they'd be threes, I would have thought.
Yep.
Hopefully you can't focus in close on that, because that might be wrong.
Mitchell.
Oh, they did. They did have Mitch had a magnificent close-up of that. And there you go, he's zooming in again, and we can clearly read.
Certainly Henselite, but no, we need the other side, Mitch. You've done so well.
Just
Dreamlines.
Dreamline XGs.
Yes.
We need the other side to get the size. That's not Mitch's fault. For all those who are just joining us, Mitch
doesn't want to bump this too hard, Beverly.
She wants to just slide off that perfectly. Bit of protection as well.
So I think
Mitch from High Tide Media joining us, producing all these great pictures today. Thank you very much. Jump on his website if you got something coming up that you need.
Fair effort after doing the Wildcats last night.
Up Wildcats last night and down here at 5:30 in the morning.
And especially with the amount of gear that you see packed up, and then having to be relocated, different sport.
He's been hard to get hold of, I must say.
He's
been hard to get hold of. He has been off his feet. He's no time at all to do anything. So he's very busy, but if you're looking for something, I certainly recommend Cephia Metro Country. Doesn't matter. Just like Mitch. No, he's worth looking at his website, High Tide Media.
So there is an appetite for live stream. We know from the amount of views we get that there is.
It's not always live. It's the replays afterwards. The numbers certainly increase.
So something you want to have a good game because it's there forever. Just saying, Pete.
Yes, too late. Certainly the Southwestern girls should have this on a repeat. Put this on at the club, just showing them how good they are.
I know that it gets watched because, like I was saying, I was at Bolgart for a couple of days.
Turns it in, so that's certainly three.
Three, yes.
And certainly, if you can get it on at the club and get it on a big screen at the club, it might only count as one view to our tally, but lots of people are watching it. So,
Also, every comment that was made from our Emu Point live stream, I think I got every single comment back to me, and because I don't remember 'em myself, let alone. So they they have to watch it to be able to tell me what I said. And
Yes, Cages on the outside. So still 3 shots to Southern, so it's a big opportunity.
Looking to cover the back here. I think they're in a bit of trouble if somebody makes contact with the shot bowl.
And when you hold a commanding lead and you're 14 of 19 ends have been buried, you'd know you've got no reason not to be adventurous, so it's best covered. And that's just not
Just
going
high. The weight was good for what they were looking for.
Oh, fair effort, but
So
once again,
change
that
over.
side has been difficult.
While they're going over, 83 ends of the 119 to play. 83 ends gone, but Southwestern 94, Southern a 67. So there's a lot of bowls, a lot of shots to make up here for Southern. 3 of them on the green right now. A 4 or a 5 would be even better. I'm sure Jenny doesn't want that to happen. Looks like she's really only got a draw on. She doesn't. I can't see a clear weighted shot.
No. So the percentage shot is.
She's drawn well enough. She could quite easily certainly draw second.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Shot is a chance as well. On its way. She's just got a bit of weight on this. I'm not sure if that was the plan or not. Got a clap from Clay, so obviously it was the plan.
Trying to bump the shot bowl.
Yep, and they'll catch it. So once again, it's cover. I think I'd just be trying to count, and now it doesn't matter.
Cover and count on that side, but you definitely need to be counting. You haven't got enough ends to really be too defensive. It didn't really do either.
Oh,
Got through it would have, but didn't really do either.
looking for the old cooker and slide there, but just got it too fat and parked up.
Oh, we see weight from Jenny again. She's
Still
watching
interested?
it closely, but it looks tight from our angle. Is there a
Creative little punch.
Could have pushed another one up.
Yeah, just went on by.
So 3, Trish reliably informs us. And so she said, now just draw it.
If 3, if she does trickle the jack around the corner, there is an opportunity for 5 or 6. These 2 jack high bowls.
Just doesn't need to bump the shot bowl.
No, but if she can trickle these 2 jack high bowls on your left, can come into the count. It won't do that, but it may count anyway. 3.5. There's the 3rd. Trish likes it. Yep, 4.
Great pickup.
That's a bit helpful. So 4 shots to the Southern. They'll move on to 9. Southwestern will stay on 20. I'll just check if I've got an update. Not really. Okay, we'll correct the Eastern Northern score. I got an oops from the last Eastern Northern score I gave. So it isn't.
Thrown under the bus, that's known as, Peter.
So. 77 ends played over there. Eastern are 87. Eastern and the red 87. Northern are 61. So that is now a 26 shot. That's not anywhere near what I gave last time, I'm sorry. Eastern 87. Northern are 61 after 77 ends. So just be an update soon, I would think.
So still 9:20, 15 ends completed of the 19 end game.
Yes, they really need to win at least 3 of the last 4 ends, and then hope their friends on the other rinks do exactly the same, 3 of the 4 the last ends to challenge for this aggregate, because they've got a lot of distance to make up. That's 94 to 67.
I played bowls Thursday with 15 shots up, Peter. And we blinked and we were 2 shots up.
Complacent, Doug.
No, just lack of ability, mate. The
luck wore off.
The luck wore off. There's only so many rubs you can get, Ross.
I have bowled with you, I know.
And but we managed to hold our nerve and our steely nerve and finally get over the line.
Just looking to get a price.
Got a price, all right. They're all going to sell us at one stage there, but hung on for the points. They worked out on my ring how to strengthen the front end.
Putting you as third.
Put me to third.
Just hide you in the middle there.
Yep. Can't count. Couldn't do a card. Can't count. So
Can't roll a jack.
Can't roll a jack. So
oh, there we go. There we go. They're size 2, I think.
Oh,
not a size 3. You were so close, Ross. You were so close. Thank you, Mitch.
I'm now starting to work out why the tips he gives me on the horses never come in. I only guess it's no.
You meant to say number 2.
So you bowled for Meckering the other day, Doug?
No, I was Aussie Park.
Slide underneath. That's the shot bowl. So 2 to Southern at the moment, but plenty of room here for Jenny.
And it's just been their go-to. Even when they're set up, is what it is. They just seem to be more at home and more comfortable playing on that side of the green. Might duck out there at lunchtime and chuck a few down, and then I'll soon work out whether it's the bowls or the operator.
I would suggest you have the mat and no jack. Just have the bowls.
Righto. Oh, there's still lines there.
We could have a 3-way dash for cash or something at lunchtime, Doug.
Could do.
Bev trying to add, holding 2, but plenty of room. Should love one on the jack. The line's good enough. How's the weight?
The weight's pretty
good.
Not
You're cut off just at the end.
Yeah.
It's good enough to count.
Yep.
Good enough to count, but
Matt's a little bit too far back for that weight.
I'll be honest with you, I thought it was a bit better than that as well.
Yeah.
So did I. It's probably drying out too. You know, would have been watered at 5:30ish this morning, 6 o'clock.
5:30 precisely.
So
and it does slow down as the temperature goes up.
Yeah, correct. Moisture comes out, the fibre relaxes a bit, and as well, just slides through a bit. She's been so good with the weight, but anyhow, that one slips through as usual. She picks the line. Doesn't get the weight right.
I know we're only coming up to midday, but it doesn't seem anywhere near 38.
Well, I think it's late.
Late?
Yeah.
35 max I saw this
Is
morning.
Yeah. Someone
Doesn't
from
seem
one of
anywhere
the...
near that as either. I'm quite comfortable.
No.
We're under shade, clearly, but...
But there was cloud cover till lunchtime. So
right.
after lunch they were talking just clear sunshine.
Someone said a late maximum, so whatever that...
It's going to be nice on the estuary this afternoon catching crabs. That's all I know, Dave.
Not going to go support your teammates anywhere?
Well, I've got my younger son and his girlfriend down this weekend, so
Cody?
and they're all away. All the bowling teams are away today.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
No, you can't come
Obvious
here.
reasons, yeah.
Yep.
So, good shot here.
Trish. Has it come to the rolls? Yes, it has.
It's another one. So, it's an ugly 4, but it's a 4 nonetheless. Can Kay...
There's only ever a number written in the column, Peter.
Well, there's a few bowls to go yet.
Yes.
I cannot believe Kay and Jenny will not get one each closer than...
Yeah, they've been drawing too well not to get inside. They got something to sit, something to draw, and nothing to knock up.
And this is pretty close to doing that.
It's coming
Very
from the right
close to
height.
doing that. This is a great shot. 4 down to 1 up or 1 down. Molla just rolled out. Yep,
Still got
one to Southern, but
Call, Pete.
that's experience and a bit of luck.
So
Can't play much anymore, but I can still see good bowlers when I see them.
if
Talent scout, that's what I am.
Peter was playing today, he'd be skipping in Premier League.
Yes.
Yeah, Yeah, Cambridge at Bassendean. Or they've got Bassendean at home today. Must win. Bassendean a second.
And
tipped it out. Did it?
9 times out of 10 that hits, flops in, then you get the glide.
Yeah, it's only got to flop one more out, and that's probably back to 3 or 4. I'm not sure it's made much difference.
So, doesn't actually need correction, just needs to beat a last. And it should be in the area.
So, seems like a pretty good line again. It'll come back late. Just added the extra weight on it.
But as you said, got back to the line, so the weight was the killer there.
So Southern's still holding. I'm sure if it's more than one now. Might have brought the front one in. Might be 2. As they cross over, again, I expect Jenny to threaten with at least one of these 2 bowls. If Bev can't put one on the jack first, or is she, maybe if she can get to their bowl, she could make 4 or 5 if she can get another half turn out of it.
Less risk bowling the backhand, I suspect.
Yep, she's got a 2 at the front to turn. She's not far away. That's a
bit away.
Good effort. Good effort. She just needs to slide under her own white bowl to get another half turn on that southern bowl, southwestern bowl. Jenny can take the pain away if she gets another one close. I think she's pretty close, isn't she?
It's swooping in.
Just might slide around them. No. That helps.
So it make very hard to build any sort of a number.
Yeah, no, that certainly cuts out a lot of the ones around, I'd say. Subsequently, it looks like a change of hands from Bev. That idea of sitting that southwestern bowl is no use to them anymore.
Experienced skip, so she should be able to do a switch.
Has she got the run? Doesn't look like it. Just, it's pulling up short, so... I saw quick fingers. Did you see quick fingers? Might be 2.
Might be 2. I think it might be 1 and a look. But I don't think Jenny will leave it like that for long.
She's in the area again.
Yeah.
It's all in the weight. It does have a little too much here. I don't know if she's going to get shot.
No, finds a hole, slips through, so...
Might be... We know it's definitely one.
The first one rips out. That's straightforward. The second one maybe with the aid of the measuring stick.
I thought the white one was closer. No, it's just dropping some chocks out of the pocket, I think.
Thought she's picked up the jack.
I think she's dropped a chock. That's what happens as a third when you're well prepared. You've got too many things in your pocket. Looks like 2 from here. Another 2, so a 4 and a 2. So it gets them to double figures, gets them to 11. 11, 20, 3 ends to play. Aggregate is still 67 to Southern, 94 to Southwestern, so they need a few more than that across the rinks to challenge.
Yeah, they've hung in there though.
They have, absolutely they have.
So Ev and Trish have... it wasn't looking too good at 20 to 5, and now it's 20-11, so they've had a bit of a mini recovery.
So 3 ends to go. 9, it's a tough gig, but...
They could get another multiple, just a bit of seed of doubt.
Just get a bit of confidence going into your next game would be good, wouldn't it?
No, exactly. So this isn't a one-trick wonder. We've seen plenty of times you may lose your first round, but the results pan out, and the last game it can still be alive. It was down at Well, the last 2 years, Pete, it has been, but, the best way you keep winning, of course, you take the result away from everyone, but that dramatic finish with the men at Manning last year,
Yes.
we saw that come down to the last bowl to be decided.
Yep.
There was a lot of interest. And Phil Manning was watching it in the shower.
Yeah, it still gives me nightmares.
Yeah, although...
A few bad reports on the content of some of the conversations, apparently.
From then or from here?
From the zone at Manning. Should have been talking about bowls and not other stuff.
I only listened to the good comments. You should know that, Ross. So.
Was that when we left you and Phil in charge in the afternoon?
And had me on there.
And had you on there?
Yeah, because Phil and myself have been banned from commentating together.
Yes, no. They couldn't get me out of the seat at any point. I wasn't allowed.
We do roaming Phil. That sort of probably part that led to our demise, perhaps, but it does add a bit of colour to it when we can speak to different people. And I know Elaine McDonald's going to be on this for the next one and chat, and she's got a really huge and significant contribution to bowls in WA in her journey, and we'll touch base and talk about that and get a different perspective on it all. But the country content, of course, Elaine started her journey in Darkin.
We just get Mitch to update that Southern score to 11. And it'll be 20-11 on the scoreboard. There we go. Thanks, Mitch.
I think that was all about the boys are going to find me for being here and not playing bowls, I'd say.
Although, having played bowls here, Ross, I don't know if I'd find
no.
Mike Baker's a very, very nasty man. He's our fines master, and you don't have to do much wrong.
So it's a little bit wayward there from Trish. You'd be disappointed with that.
Especially a little bit up from grabs at 9 down, 3 ends to go. He may not be in the pole position to win, but you pick up a multiple, like you said, Peter, and bowls and pressure is a funny thing.
There was a little bit of pressure building, so we need Bev to restore that. Kay has quelled that pressure with her bowls. Bev's just going to run underneath, and a couple of 2 feet short, 2.5 feet short.
So if Bev asks you for an analysis of her game after this is completed, Ross, what will you be saying?
A bit unusual for Bev to be bowling, as many short ones as she has today, probably. But yeah, just probably could have stuck to the far side a little bit more often, because it was a little bit tricky on the pavilion side. Probably a truer hand the other way. Maybe a few more bowls bowled there.
As well as the Southwestern teams played, no one has got the hang of this near side to us. It's forehand.
And we've seen
this way.
Yeah.
No one has grabbed it.
No, and I suggest the pace has come off these, especially the last 20 minutes, and we're seeing
a better looking shot.
She's got to find a way to get to the front of the bowl, and she has.
Very good. Flops, but still shot.
She's on speaker actually to me, so she's.
You gonna say
she would have heard what I said.
Of all the people she could have chosen.
I think she might have turned that off a few ends ago.
No. Whereas if she asked me how she bowls, I would have said you bowled exceptionally well.
Will she watch the replay?
I think she'll turn the vision off and listen to the comments, sit down with a lawyer.
It's a great shot from Jenny.
Jenny has just been on fire.
First end, she's been the most consistent. Follow closely from Kay. She's also played very well. It's been a great partnership.
Her humour matches her ability to bowl. I found that out this morning.
Yes.
I'll have to run it past my lawyers before I tell that joke she told me.
It's amazing how many games of bowls you can win with a good leader, isn't it?
Job done.
Yeah.
No, job done. Yeah, every position within the game of fours, but we're talking pairs today, of course. If you own that jack first and then own a bit of position, it contributes, I'm sure, Clive's had stats
Ball's
on
on
that.
the way. It's just got to find an edge, but they won't find an edge. Through the hole. So a little bit for Kay to aim at here, just inside of Jenny's bowl. Opportunity just to play a positive draw. Just a little bit of the bowl, a little bit of the jack. Perfect line for it, but not quite positive enough, is it?
No.
It's a nuisance.
Yes, it has value, but it's not the value you necessarily want.
It's not really in the way, because if you hit it, you're narrow, but it'll look nuisance from the mat. It's one of those ones.
Yes.
It's not really in the way.
So Bev's watching with interest.
It's in the area.
She's only got to arrive, doesn't she?
It's in the area.
Bit of jack or not bit of jack.
Oh,
She has
great
got the
bowl,
jack,
Trish.
we can tell you. And that has made certainly 2, maybe more.
Maybe 2. Maybe look for 3. We still haven't got the perfect angle, but it still leaves opportunity for Kay to draw into.
Yeah, she can be around or probably be around or under her bowl. Probably under is the best chance for shot. Around is more of a second shot.
Well, it's going to reach.
Yeah, there's
That's the
chances
first bit.
here. Has she got some jack? No, she doesn't.
So close.
She certainly gave it an opportunity. The crossover again, certainly 2, maybe 3. So pressure building, if they could hold on to these 2. Jenny's been able to get out of most of them, most of the game, so
You don't have to get shot, you just got to get second shot.
yeah, she's got her own to turn. We're assuming Bev will go into this forehand. Needs to make a conscious effort to be tighter than what she thinks. Again, it's probably more the weight than the line. Line will get back a fair way.
She would have got back far enough, like you say, Pete. Would have got back enough to count. It's just that metre and a bit. Or was that 2 metres, Ross? You're the
That'd
expert.
be 2. That'd be 2, mate.
2 point.
Yeah. 2, just 2.
So Jenny definitely be looking underneath this front bowl. She's got her own to turn right on the run. She's got a jack to draw inside and just
Done
need to clear
everything.
path, and she's
Done it
she's
again.
done it. She's great shot. Jenny Petty has not stopped the whole game from end 1
Yep.
to end 17.
Can't remember the roll up now, but I'm sure she was good in that as well. She's been a real credit to herself and the team.
Well, Beverly will not be short on this one.
She's
Trying
got
to
it.
push the shot bowl through and stay.
She's just got to find that tight line.
It's been
Has she-
really difficult. She's looking.
She's-
Trish
this
is
is better than
interested.
Tight, I think.
And so too tight a line. Only now. Yeah.
So just the one down, one bowl to come. Oh, one up, sorry, I should say. If it depends which team you're talking about.
Can Jenny do the same bowl? Her own to turn, sit inside the shot bowl. Kay's giving it a look, but
Not
I don't
there.
think she's got the weight.
Might not have had the desire, Peter.
She's done the damage.
Yeah. Job done earlier with
Yep.
the first bowl, so sometimes desire goes out the
Got
window.
rid of the resistance. So N17 gone, 2 to play.
Little-
Southwestern 21,
Bridge too far, but
Southern 11. Updated aggregate, 92 ends played, so 27 across the board to play. It is 102 to Southwestern, 68 to Southern. So that's 34 in my calculations. 102 Southwestern, Southern 68. 92 ends. Haven't had an update from the Eastern Northern for a little while, so hopefully we'll get that one soon. I can see the girls over by the board, so they come through in a minute.
Try and track down those names from the winning Eastern Zone fours, Pete. It is, we would talk about winning it for the first time and travelling to Kalgoorlie and having to play at night and being a hot weekend, and just one of the good stories we get in the bowls world when we hear of the underdog, if you like, coming good. As we see once again, as she trailed it on the way through, nearly.
Yes.
So expressions of interest for the ladies' state representative sides this year, Peter. There was a 10 country girls, we were told today.
Yeah, 10 country girls here.
That are here, correct?
Yes, 10 country girls that are here today.
That's right.
A few of them are obviously in the fours as well. Can't tell you specifically how many country girls, but it's reasonable representation.
I'm not sure Linda will be able to get to Kalgoorlie to the zone to be able to watch it all. She has her own bowling commitments here, playing open gender for Brunswick.
Isn't she playing?
Today, this afternoon. Oh, she'll be playing in that for us.
Kalgoorlie, won't she?
Yeah, so she will be there.
So she'll
be eyes will be wandering around looking for who's bowling well.
She won't be here now. She's off, as you say, playing open gender pennants for Brunswick. She will be back again in the morning. She was here this morning and back again tomorrow morning. We'll have a chat with her tomorrow morning. We'll quiz her and
try and get some names.
Try and get some information out of her.
Yeah.
Have any questions? Shoot them through.
Hopefully we have more luck than I did trying.
Jack.
Oh, Jack, well done.
Trish.
Had a moment's Trish. And so more luck than I did trying to get out of view the Metro squad to play the men country all-stars. You're really tightened up.
They haven't given me the teams yet. If they're listening, I need the teams.
Righto.
I got the players.
Yeah.
I need the teams. And they haven't picked. I know they definitely have not picked the Metro team yet. But they will be very shortly. Well, Linda will answer everything. So if you have any questions,
send them in. Yeah.
Send them in to us. We'll get on the chat when she's on.
Do I need to book holidays for that time for November?
Yes, exactly.
All those little questions.
During contention,
Or sounds like.
Do I need to bring a jumper to Tasmania in November? That's a good question.
Who could I possibly be rooming with?
Jenny here, is she sliding underneath? No, but it's still a really good shot.
That is really good. That is super.
Really good second, and that's all she needs.
Just job done, isn't it? She's got that job done attitude where I'll peel off second shot and we'll see what happens after that. So
Bev trying to beat that last bowl of Jenny's. She falls inside that to count.
So anyone that goes swimming with the Sharks has got to be reasonably mentally tough, Peter.
Trying. She's done a great job.
Shot. Brilliant.
Davidson, very good shot.
Very, very good.
Will that bring out some aggression, or are we just happy to draw another second? Thinking about it. Jenny Petty weighing her options. She's changing hand. Probably.
So Kerry will watch right to the end. She's avid watcher of bowls. Kerry?
Yes, when her sister's playing, she would be, yes.
She's probably she would have packed Ian off to bowls by now, so he would have got his afternoon tea and everything packed up.
I would have thought so, yeah.
Made his thermos and scones.
I would have thought so.
He'd be off to bowls. Rule out Ian. Longest serving employee of the Essendon Football Club. Did you know that?
It's an interesting stat, mate. Where'd you get that from?
I just make them up most time, but he told me, so I don't know if that probably took any truth out of it. But he goes,
cut down again.
He's recruitment officer.
That's correct.
As you know,
I do know.
Been doing it for 20 years.
Yes.
Longest serving employee of the Essendon Football Club.
They don't hold them long in Essendon, do they?
No, everyone else jumps ship. But
they need to keep refreshing.
Haven't you been told that?
I knew he'd been there a long time, Doug, but, a long time's a long time. Doesn't worry him whether he's the longest serving or he just loves his job. Yep. And hopefully one day they can recruit some players that'll get them up the ladder a bit.
Yeah. You can only give advice. He doesn't do the choosing, unfortunately. I think that's what he told me.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
He's given the best advice he can give, but
and he is so
doesn't have
thorough.
Final say.
Yeah. He is so thorough in what he does. He does a fantastic job.
And I've been on the receiving end of the advice. But Manning do have some country fours this year, so that's good. But they deserve it. They really put a lot of work into their greens.
They do.
Okay, sticking on this forehand.
She's had a cracking morning, albeit we've slipped into the afternoon, but she's done her fair share.
If she arrives on this, just going to slide under, but that's another close one. That gives them some options now. They had not too many options until they got another one in the area. Can Trish build on this by sliding in front of the opposition bowl, which is just behind Jack?
Track's good.
It's just got to let go a little bit more quicker. It has. That's a great shot. Trish Tyson trying to squeeze every last shot they can for the last two ends.
Jenny didn't have to say much. It's just a redial.
She's definitely got more weight. Is it going to hold? Is it going to hold? That's a terrific shot.
For someone who's like new bowler, still leads in their Premier League, on Tuesday, she really does play that thirds position and those third shots with controlled weight very well. Bright future.
Kay Britani, look out for her name.
A great draw bowler.
Absolutely.
She's certainly impressed today.
You wins a lot more games drawing than you will driving, won't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, but she just seems to have adapted to that. That was a yard over type shot, and she played it to perfection. But on the back of being an exceptionally good draw bowler, it's because everything's.
Didn't that just touch the bowl and stop, or was it a yard over? We'll have to get a replay on that one.
Yeah, if it hadn't hit anything, it would have been a yard. It would have been that far.
Yeah, it's a yard over. It's turned the blue bowl to
that's
two rolls. Yep. So
thanks for your support, there, Pete.
No.
I got to support the president.
He's still got another 2 games to go.
Yeah, exactly.
You go crabbing, I don't.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I don't know how much power he has, the president, but just in case.
Yeah.
Jenny will be playing something similar, would have thought. Jack squeeze isn't terrible for them. Trying to get down
in the area.
Yeah, just
got to surround it.
Unfortunately, probably locked that white one in. Unfortunate for her.
Yep. Unless you're really, really big. But that's locked in.
It really means you're only going to go one down.
Yep.
That's all you're going to go down here. Bev drawing another one is possible. This would nearly be the shot of the day if she can draw another one. Side toucher required.
So, Ross, if you can find a surprise for shot of the day, we're more than happy to hand it out. Dozen crabs or...
This is an awful good effort. This is a great effort.
Oh, nearly.
Really good. Falls down, probably touches the jack and she gives it away. So, that's a terrific shot. Again, Jenny, we're quite happy one down, I would think.
Thought you might have got a glance up this way, Ross, with all the coaching you've been doing.
Yeah, no.
Bit of acknowledgement for that call. Tell her to play that hand.
Yes. But nothing?
Nothing. No. Not a thing. So I was intriguing with that discussion. One down, 11-21 aggregate shot. well, his aggregate shot pretty much. So
75 to 108. Yep, I would say so.
So that just shows their thoroughness and what it means, not giving anything away.
What's she
competitive
going to do?
nature.
Jenny Petty. This will be also the shot of the day if she gets shot here. On the backhand. Sits on Bev's last bowl. She gets shot.
Maybe 6 crabs on this shot.
Just tight is the problem. So, and a clap from Kay. So I'm not sure she's trying that hard.
Yeah, so
that'll be 1 to Southern. I think you got another Kay shaking hands, but I think they got one more end to play.
They have.
One more end to play. So Southern move on to 12. Southwestern 21. Updated aggregate 108 to Southwestern. 75 to Southern. That's after 98 ends. I'll see if haven't been given an Eastern Northern score for a while. Ladies of
18. Bit of confusion as to how many ends they played here.
You've played one too many if you're on 20.
Yeah. Oh, it's now a 30.
And we might concentrate on the bowls as they work through the scoreboard.
Yeah, they're starting again. Jack will be in the ditch here.
There we go.
So that gives them a bit more time. Yes, had nothing from the Eastern Southern and Northern for a while.
So Kay decides the mat's not in the right spot. So it's her turn to put the jack down after Trish had buried it in the well. So there we go. So 21-12 on 18. Last end. Rink result, and they won't pick up any rinks at all. So can you see right across, Peter? I can't see those far ones.
19-13 to Southwestern. It is. Can't see that one. 21-12. Thank you, Mitch. On that's end. That's rink 5.
That's clever.
Can you get all the way over? Do we think? It's 20 to 12. Southern rink there.
That's close.
23-17.
So they're winning on one rink.
Winning on one rink. Thank you very much. And that's the rink.
That's very clever.
Finished.
Thanks, Mitch. Mitch from High Tide Media. Showing us why he's got such a good reputation within the industry. Yeah. I'd be intrigued to talk to Mitch at lunchtime about, obviously understands sport. To do this, you have to not necessarily play the game, but you have to know the game, have to know sports.
So Mitch did, it's a great shot from Kay, she hasn't slowed down either. Mitch did the Nationals.
Yes, correct.
At Sorrento and Joondalup, did a great job there, and that was his first time doing bowls. So this is, I think he had about 2 weeks experience because it was a long 2 weeks. But this is his first time back again, and when we contacted him, he jumped at the opportunity. So we thank him very much.
And high tides are very important.
He's already on his crowing boat here.
I can't launch my boat unless there's a high tide in the estuary.
So Kay trying to back it up. I think she might have just left something at home here. Or is it getting through that hole?
Found
does get through the hole. Does enough.
Holes for bowls, Peter. So that's shot. And it won't look brilliant from the mat. Even on that tight side, you won't get a look at it. There'll be, unless you're really big in your weight. And no one's played with any considerable weight for the entire game, so I can't see it being rolled out now. And it's a toucher.
There's definitely a shot on the forehand underneath those bowls if Bev wants this. Probably nothing to lose at this point in time.
No, I don't think so. But so, your sister, which I found out today.
Yes.
That was your sister. Will she play heavy there?
I would be inclined to think that she will not be short.
Righto.
That was a long-winded answer. giving. I think he was giving himself time to see how she lined up on the mat.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Look at you, I said.
This is the shot.
Brilliant.
Shot is at a dead end.
It's a dead
If it's in the cables, it's a dead end. So we will restart this end again.
And which they're just discussing, do we take the balls
Throw
up?
the
Bowls
bowls
back,
back.
or roll back towards the bags. Bowls back.
Balls back.
Decision has been made, so they're going to pick up their bowls and go back.
So
Can't update that in Northern Eastern.
Bev's. Obviously, Beverly's obviously not hungry, Ross.
No, and it was very predictable that she would not be short on that bowl, Doug.
Been your sister for a long time.
Yep.
It was a great answer.
Her entire life, I'd suggest. Oh, no, who's the oldest out of you two?
I am. Kerry's the oldest.
Kerry's the
Me.
oldest?
Yep.
God, I wouldn't have picked that.
Wouldn't you? She'll love you for that.
Yeah,
Doug.
they'll be back in the good books. Mind you, I'm starting a fair way back, just quietly. But
So we start this last end again. As the other rinks are beginning to finish, we believe Southern will just win the one rink. And rink 4 ends up 20 to Southwestern and 12 to Southern. And next door has still got 4 ends to play on the board. That's 19 to Southwestern, 13 to Southern. We will sign off when this end finishes. We won't be waiting for the end next door. If I can get a Northern Eastern score before then I will try.
how's that for a start?
Girls have
Magnificent.
Very good.
Very good.
gone on strike.
So some clever work there from Mitch again. So we see Trish, perfect lead start. This is where you find out how good the other lead is. You know, when someone dishes that up to you, then you've got to get on the mat,
Yep.
and you don't have to get shot. You just have to get a good second.
And she has got second.
I never thought I'd miss Phil Manning.
Oh, it's been a long game.
Thank God it's only 19 or 17. So, crabbing is where about you got a favourite spot, have we, Ross?
Top end of the estuary, mate.
Right there. And that's a very good
Nice follow-up
second,
there.
Nice follow-up bowl. The first one was good, and then the second one was matching. Good position. Obviously, would have liked to be back to the line a little bit, but it's behind. That's the first prerequisite of two good bowls.
So all the individual rink scores will be on Bowls Link. I will put them up during the lunch break. So Bowls Link, go to the website page and state event, little box, state event, masters events, and click on that and then pick country round robins. And you'll see all the individual rink scores and the final totals for both Eastern and Northern, Southern and Southwestern.
Bowls Link is a magnificent tool in addition to our game of bowls, Peter, albeit been around for a little bit,
Yeah.
and getting better. You know,
They've still got a lot of improvements that they want to do, so I hope they'll come through. Of course, we will be back. It's 12:30 now, so I will be surprised if we're back at 1 o'clock
doubt it.
with some rinks still to play. So keep an eye out. We'll put a post up.
And
on
you did say
Facebook.
that other green is a little bit quicker than this one.
I believe it is. Yep.
Looking at, well, you know what we see in these, some being off, that tells me that you're right.
Yep.
That's 1 out of 7, but that is probably means that lunch will be a little bit later than what they had planned on. Peter.
Yeah.
So more be closer to 1:30 start, I would think. And our afternoon game, we'll get Southwestern as the host zone. We'll stay on this green the whole time. Bit of an advantage, but every zone gets it every 4 years. So they will take on the northern zone this afternoon. So we will be covering Southwestern versus Northern, and that'll be Anne Bletchenden versus Chris Vanderend. Chris from Mora.
Ed Van der End, yep, from Mora, yep. And
Anne from Bunbury.
is it
Remember rightly?
Luella Jenkins? Is her
Luella
partner?
Jenkins, yep, both girls from Bunbury. Anne and Luella, both from Bunbury. And Chris and Karen Bryan, who did very well in the country singles 2 years ago.
Oh, and I think,
Runner-up,
yeah, I think she might have been
both
runner-up.
from Mora.
Righto. I think she may have been runner-up twice.
I think so. I think,
I think
yeah.
Karen,
One was really recent and one was a little bit
Yeah.
further back.
I got a funny feeling about 2017 that she got beaten by Jenny Parker so then one recent.
Yeah,
So
one,
Campbell. Yeah, Campbell.
So
but they all can.
So 2 ladies from Mora versus 2 ladies from Bunbury with the afternoon game. If you tune in, we're suspecting around 1:30. We'll put a post up on Facebook, but of course we're not streaming on Facebook. They've been a bit temperamental towards us. So we'll be on Streamer or the Bowls WA YouTube page. So spread the word. If you know they have friends and family who might not know where to go.
And we've seen that by spreading the word. We've had people tuning in and viewing from Thailand.
Yeah, Kay's family and daughter in particular has been a couple of messages. Thank them very much for joining us. Kay has definitely done you extremely proud. She's been very
absolutely.
good. Very, very good.
So we're happy just to spread through the wheat belt, but when we spread overseas and international, it's good, isn't it? It's just really intriguing, this different world we live in.
Okay, so Southern currently holding 1. Every shot may count in the end. Just sliding around. So can Kay Butani finish it off? Coming from a pretty good angle. How's the weight?
A little bit runny.
Just going to slide past. Jenny Petty, skipper's happy. Of course, with us doing the Northern and Southwestern, that'll be Eastern and Southern.
Of course,
on display over there, and as I said, having a score for a while, Eastern were in front by 16, but that is a fair while ago.
So who's sending those?
The ladies, I have sent a message back asking for a score, but they're ignoring me.
Yep.
I see them over at the scoreboard, assuming it's one of those ladies.
And of course, Eastern tomorrow morning, we'll get a look in on the live stream.
Yes, so we'll do everyone at least once.
Irene Lay comes to mind.
Yes.
And
Kay trying to turn that down, and that's a great shot. That is number 1. She's finished it off in style.
if you're only as good as your last bowl, she's good.
She is very good. And happy about it too.
No, yeah, absolutely.
She has bowled so well.
And smiled the way through it. I mean, yeah, no, exactly. She's enjoyed it. I know she was a little bit nervous, but she said she was going to enjoy the outing, and she certainly has.
So I have an Eastern Northern update. 105 ends played, so nearly over. 14 ends to play across. I see at least 3 rinks still out there. So 105 ends, Eastern 109, Northern 84. So 25 shots with 14 ends to play. You'd expect Eastern to win that, which means this afternoon, Eastern Southwestern playing against each other. We'll have a 2-game winner tonight.
Flops in.
Great shot. Bev is overjoyed.
And better still, it may be a look for 2.
Ooh.
No, it's just the one.
Just one, so great shot. So Eastern will go into this afternoon's game as a winner, 109 to 84.
So Bev's had stronger second half than first half? Ross?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's just a bit more consistency from the Southwestern girls, both of them.
Yeah, I think
Just
so.
a little bit more consistency.
Probably an indication of the week in, week out pressure that they play bowls under, maybe.
Bev plays a lot of bowls. She doesn't
She
miss too
does.
many state events
No,
and
no.
over 60s. But you're right. Like obviously, if you're skipping at a Halls Ahead or in Dudley Park / whatever, or in where the numbers are, it's going to be. You suggest it's going to be a tougher competition. So no one could disagree with what you're saying, Ross. That's for sure.
Although Bev skippers against good men bowlers every week at home, so it's a fair grounding.
Good effort again.
Again.
So Jenny may not play this. By the way, she's decided to have a look. Can draw it. It's a bit difficult, but can draw it.
So they may be looking for an extra point, not to give away a point for the overall winner type scenario.
Could come down to that.
Yeah.
But
so it's determined by wins, then rink wins, and then shots up. So it's the third stage of whether you win or not.
And this is just a reflection of how she's played the entire game, where she's put value on every shot, and she's putting value on this one again. Where the risk reward is worth it. She's been super competitive and super professional the way she's gone about it. Not over theatrical in anything.
No,
She's no arm waving and just gets the job done, doesn't she?
She does.
Not sure if you've put a name forward for her. Yeah.
Not sure. I think Kay might have at some point put forward for something, and certainly hasn't disappointed here. So that's the final bowl. So that'll be 1 to Southern or 2. Let's finish off one. One to Southern. So Southern will go to 13, and they did win 5 of the last 7 ends.
That's
but
good.
They will go down 21 to 13 to a very, very impressive Jenny Petty and Kay Butani. They played extremely well.
Yes. They, the scoreboard reflects the more the consistency of the Southwest side.
Yes. Yeah, the consistency. So current is 109 ends. It might be even more advanced than that. Southwestern 115 to 86. So Southwestern will definitely win the aggregate here. 12 ends to play in the Eastern Northern. Well, they're making a little bit of it. The girls are killing me here. It's a bit I did say 109 to 84. Just received an update, and it's now, unless they're playing handicap system, 107 ends gone, Eastern 100, Northern 85. So Eastern have lost 9 shots there. So it's 15 the difference with 12 to play. So still a bit of life out in there. You'll be able to catch up. We'll let you know this afternoon who won that game, and you'll be able to have a look at Bowls Link in the next half hour, or when they finished in the next 30-40 minutes, to the individual rink results. But we'll be wrapping it up now. Thank you very much to our sponsor, CBH Group, again. Very much appreciated to allow us to come to Eaton this week, Emu Point last week. Great game on display from the Southwesterns, taking it 21-13. Thank you to my co-host, Ross Ditchburn. Thank you very much for joining us.
No worries, Pete.
Enjoy your afternoon.
Always good to have a chat.
Very good. And, of course, Bowls WA President, Doug Kelly, as inspirational as ever.
Thank you, Peter.
And Mitch, High Tide Media, thank you very much for your production of the game. We will see you this afternoon. We're thinking 1 o'clock it was scheduled. They're still playing, so closer to 1:15, 1:30. We'll put it on Facebook once we know. But not on Facebook, go to Streamer or the Bowls WA YouTube channel. Signing off from Eaton, we will see you again this afternoon.